cool air today. We need to have plenty of coffee for you today, right?
Yeah, first cup actually for me today. But no, this is great. The sun's out, wind's blowing, so it should be a fun day of baseball.
All right, when we come back, I'll introduce you to the starting lineups, and then right after that, we'll dive into the first pitch. It's great to have you with us. Braves and Phillies, first pitch right around the corner on the Atlanta Braves Radio Network.
Did you hear? Frontier is joining Verizon. To celebrate, we're launching our best internet offer ever. For a limited time, get 6 months of lightning-fast 100% fiber internet on us, up to 1 gig, when you bundle Verizon Mobile and Frontier Fiber. Visit your local Verizon store or verizon.com/welcome-frontier to switch. Eligible new Frontier Fiber plan required. Availability varies. Additional terms apply.
You know that thing where you get an amazing pair of shoes at a really great price and want to tell everyone about it? Yeah, so do we. Here at Designer Shoe Warehouse, we'll give you something to brag about, like the latest styles from brands you love, or the trends everyone's obsessing over, or shoes that make you feel like, well, you. So go ahead, show off a little. Find shoes that get you at prices that get your budget. Head to your DSW store or DSW.com today. DSW. Let us surprise you.
Want a game-changing way to watch college basketball? With a one-day pass from Sling, get instant access to the men's and women's tournaments starting at just $4.99. You can catch all the action on TNT, TBS, ESPN, and ESPN2. Want even more hoops? Then add an extra pack to your subscription for just $1. No overpaying, no overcommitting, just tournaments so crazy they'd be crazy to miss. Visit sling.com to learn more. Sling lets you do that.
ESPN is now the home of MLB.tv. If you have the ESPN Unlimited plan, you'll get a $15 discount on the 2026 seasonal MLB.tv package. And if you don't, no problem. When you sign up for MLB.tv, you'll receive a 1-month free trial of ESPN Unlimited. Cancel anytime without losing your MLB.tv access. Get in on the action at stream.espn.com/MLBTV.
ESPN Unlimited auto renews at $29.99 per month after free trial unless canceled. Blackouts and other terms apply. .org.
Baseball fans know you win by having a strong lineup, and Jim Ellis Buick GMC has one of the strongest.
From powerful GMC trucks to refined Buick SUVs, you'll find a great selection, competitive pricing, and a buying experience that delivers every time.
Shop online at JimEllisBuickGMC.com or shop in person in Chamblee, just inside 285, or in Buford, near the Mall of Georgia. Jim Ellis Buick GMC, we are professional grade.
I remember the hard road that led to this moment.
And the MLB Comeback Player of the Year is Atlanta Braves pitcher Johnny Venters.
Every day I work towards a better future for my family, my teammates, and my community. Having a setback in life can be devastating, but each challenge is a setup for your strongest comeback.
Braves win!
That's why I trust Globe Life. For over 125 years, they have been helping families protect their financial future. Globe Life. Make tomorrow better.
Back in Northport alongside Charlie Culberson, Ben Ingram here ready to get you ready for the Braves and the Phillies for the second of 2 meetings this spring between these 2 NL East rivals. Very cool day. Temperature is currently 63 degrees, and the wind is blowing in about 15 miles an hour, which is a pitcher's delight. It's flying in from over the left field wall. We've seen wind blowing out most of the time here in spring training, but today it's blowing in, mostly cloudy skies, just a few holes of in the clouds where you can reveal the blue sky up above there. But really, as far as you can see, just clouds in every direction, but we're not expecting any rain. Had plenty of that over the last few days, and that's really cooled things down here in Southwest Florida. Time now for the starting lineups. This is Grapefruit League game number 25 for the Braves. 5 left to be played after today. Let's start off with the visitors from Clearwater, the Philadelphia Phillies. They're managed by Rob Thompson. They come in with a record of 9-13-1. Braves just beat them 1-0 on Sunday and sing them for the final time. Phillies lead it off today with their third baseman, Garrett Stubbs. They've been moving him all over the place. Left field, obviously catcher and some third base today. Batting second for the Phillies, left fielder Otto Kipp, and hitting third, catcher Rafael Marchand. Batting cleanup for the Phillies, it is the right fielder Brian De La Cruz. Hitting fifth, first baseman Felix Reyes, and batting sixth, center fielder Dylan Moore. Batting seventh, second baseman Liover Peguero. Batting 8th, shortstop Christian Cairo. Batting 9th, the DH, Rene Pinto. And on the mound for the Phillies, the number 2 prospect in their organization, big righty Andrew Painter, 6'7", 215 pounds. He's making his 4th start of the spring. He has no record and an ERA of 3.52. So again, for the Phillies, it's Stubbs, Kemp, Marchand, De La Cruz, Reyes, Moore, Peguero, Cairo, Pinto, and Painter on the mound. Those are the Phillies. Now for Walt Weiss's Braves. The Braves are 10 games over 500, 16 up, 6 down, 2 ties in there as well. And the Braves will lead it off today with their shortstop, Mauricio Dubon. Batting second, catcher Drake Baldwin, and hitting third, first baseman Matt Olson. Batting cleanup for the Braves, third baseman Austin Riley. Hitting fifth, second baseman Ozzie Albies. Batting sixth, designated hitter Dominic Smith. Hitting seventh for Atlanta, center fielder Michael Harris. Batting eighth, left fielder Ben Gamble. And batting ninth, right fielder Luke Williams. On the mound for the Braves, it'll be left-hander Martin Perez. He's making his first start of the spring. We've seen him 3 times already, all in relief. So he gets the nod today as the starter. So again, for the Braves, it's Dubon, Baldwin, Olson, Riley, Albies, Smith, Harris, Gamble, Williams, and Perez on the mound. 4 umpires around home plate right now. Let's introduce you to them. Tyler Jones is behind the plate calling balls and strikes. Will Little is the first base umpire. Second base umpire is Eric Bacchus. And the third base umpire is Ryan Wills. And it's a chilly enough day where the umpires are wearing their black full-length pullovers with the long sleeves. You don't see long sleeves too many times at this point of spring training, but like we mentioned, a very cool day. And for a lot of the fans here wearing sleeves and hoodies and even some blankets down there with the cool air and the wind blowing in. Braves will be coming out of the first base dugout in just a moment, wearing their navy blue uniform tops, white pants, red lettering, red numerals outlined in white, Atlanta across the chest on top of the red tomahawk. Meanwhile, the visitors, Philadelphia Phillies, wearing the gray tops, gray pants, red lettering, red numerals outlined in white, and Phillies across the chest in cursive. So the Braves and the Phillies for the second time and final time this spring. Charlie, I thought this was interesting with the schedule. Seeing the Phillies today, the next time we see them will be in April. We'll go up to Philadelphia, I think it's the second road trip of the year. And then they come to Atlanta right there at the end of April. So these two teams will play 6 games against each other the very first month of the season. They will not see each other again until September. So it's like we're bookending the season with one of the biggest rivals with Philadelphia. That's interesting, isn't it?
Well, that keeps fans on the edge and on their toes, right? They let the season play out, kind of see where these teams end up record-wise, and then hopefully in September it'll be very meaningful games for both teams. But I tell you what, Ben, I don't think I'd ever want to schedule out a season for any of these teams. I'm sure there's the algorithm for it is pretty wild, but it's interesting to see how and when these teams do play each other.
You're never going to make anybody happy if you're doing the scheduling. Somebody's going to be upset. But I thought that was a quirky thing, given that we'll see them 6 times in April. Then there's 111 games on the schedule until the Braves and Phillies see each other again. But I think that's really interesting, seeing that you got 7 meetings in the last month of the season. That could present some really exciting baseball if they're both in a pennant race.
Well, honestly, Ben, just thinking about it, I don't think Braves fans and Phillies fans can get along enough, right? They probably need that 111 games in between to kind of settle back down and get ready for, those battles again. Because, playing in Philadelphia, those fans love their Phillies, but they are pretty tough on the players on the field. So they might just be giving the Braves players a break from playing in Philadelphia.
That's a good point. You know all about that, don't you?
Just a little bit. But it's that's part of it, right? It's part of sports. It's part of, the fans being able to enjoy their teams. Some are just a little bit more aggressive than others.
Yeah, it's a great rivalry, one of our favorites. It'll be exciting to see the Braves and Phillies in 6 games in the month of April. It'll be Garrett Stubbs, Otto Kemp, and Rafael Marchand up to the plate for the Phillies here in the top of the first inning, as they take their first hacks at Martin Perez, the left-hander, 34 years old from Venezuela, 6 feet tall, 210 pounds. A big night last night for Venezuelans, as they won the WBC last night, and they are thrilled down in Venezuela. Stubbs is ready, so is Perez, and now for the ball game. First pitch a little bit low, starting up at 1:07 Eastern, 12:07 Central, and 63 degrees here in Northport. A little bit warmer than what we saw yesterday in Fort Myers. There's a ball cracked foul down the right field line. 1-1 on Garrett Stubbs. Here's the leather for Atlanta. Matt Olson is at first base. Ozzie Albies is at second. Mauricio Dubon out there at shortstop in his bright red cleats. And Austin Riley at the hot corner. And the outfield left to right for the Braves. Ben Gamble in left. Michael Harris on patrol in those bright green cleats in center. And Luke Williams out there in right. Garrett Stubbs, it's one high in the air, but that's spinning foul and twisting out of play into the parking lot down the first base line. And a 1-2 count. Drake Baldwin is behind the plate. He's in harness with Martin Perez, a guy that you're teammates with for a short time.
Yeah, in Texas in 2022, I was just telling you earlier, I love Martin. He's a great teammate, and he's a workhorse.
1-2 bounce foul, still 1-2.
He just understood what he needed to do to get ready. And having his best year of his career in 2022, I mean, he was one of the best pitchers in baseball. A guy who eats up innings, a guy who knows how to pitch, too, and a guy that, honestly, man, just playing behind him, you want to make plays for him.
1-2 pitch, a little bit too tall. And he'll do it with a bunch of sinkers and changeups, won't he?
Yeah, I mean, he is kind of like your typical old-school pitcher. He sinker, changeup. He'll throw the changeup, left on left. He'll backdoor cutters to righties. He'll front door sinkers. So he just mixes both parts of the plate.
2-2 fouled back.
And honestly, as a hitter, you don't really know what he's going to throw, right? Some pitchers you face, you have a certain game plan for them. But Martin he mixes it up so well. He'll pitch backwards. He'll throw fastballs late to try to jump something on you, but he just does a great job of mixing pitches up.
Here's the 2-2 to Stubbs. That'll be fouled off. You don't last 14 years in the big leagues without the ability to do all those things.
No, you're right. And, to have a good lefty, too, that knows what he's doing. He's still a young guy, too, but 34 years old. He got to the big leagues at a very young age, and he did a lot of really great things early on to know how to stay and stick in the big leagues. Definitely a guy that could potentially help this ball club out this year to eat up innings, and just a good veteran to be able to watch for some of these young guys, just to understand how to go about your business through a long season.
That's a great point. Here's the 2-2 pitch on the way to Stubbs. A rocket foul into the seats down the right field line.
And even for a guy like myself, Ben, who wasn't a pitcher and, played behind a guy like this, like I said, being able to watch him work and the love and drive that a guy like Martin Perez has on the mound to want to be the best and do the best for his team, he definitely leaves everything out on the field when he's out there pitching.
2-2 from the southpaw. Struck him out. That time went with a fastball. Put it up on the top rung on the ladder. He has his first strikeout of the game. For Perez, like I mentioned, this is the first time that we're seeing him as a starter this spring. 3 previous appearances, all in relief. And coming into the action today, 9 innings pitched this spring. 4 runs, 7 hits, including 2 home runs allowed, a couple walks, 9 strikeouts. And that was his 10th strikeout of the spring as he gets Stubbs. Here's Otto Kemp. No score in the top of the first inning. Kemp takes the ball inside, 1-0. Perez pitched 56 innings a year ago, made 11 starts, went 1-6 in 2025 with a 3.54 ERA. 1-0 to Kemp. Tried to sneak in a cutter, missed the inside corner, 2-0. Wind blowing in from center field. Braves and Phillies here in the top of the first inning. No score. Here's the 2-0 pitch on the way to Otto Kemp. And that's cracked down the left field line in for a base hit. To his right, Gamble gets to it. Spins, fires, sends it to second. Here comes Kemp. Here's the throw. It's a little bit late. And a head first slide by Otto Kemp, and it's a 1-out double for the Phillies. Gamble had to go.
Did you hear? Frontier is joining Verizon. To celebrate, we're launching our best internet offer ever. For a limited time, get 6 months of lightning-fast 100% fiber internet on us, up to 1 gig, when you bundle Verizon Mobile and Frontier Fiber. Visit your local Verizon store or verizon.com/welcome-frontier to switch. Eligible new Frontier Fiber plan required. Availability.
I went on the mound.
Rafael Marchand takes a called strike.
Especially for a lefty pitcher. Martin's not going to throw super hard anymore, but 90 miles an hour right now, a little chilly out there, but 2-0 cutter inside, he's thinking aggressive with these pitches.
0-1 missed inside with a cutter, 1-1.
And so as a hitter, you're thinking hitters count. I'm going to get a fastball, maybe away. but Martin's not that kind of pitcher. He's going to, be aggressive, and he's not afraid, again, to come inside on hitters' counts.
1-1 to Marchand. A little bit low and outside with a changeup. 2 balls and a strike. Runner at second, 1 down. No score in the top of the first inning. Talking about Perez, 14 seasons in the big leagues, 91 career victories. An all-star once. I was in that 2022 campaign with the Rangers that Charlie referenced a moment ago. 2-1 to Marchand. Punched out to short and through the glove of Dubon, rolling into left field. Holding at second, Kemp. That'll be an E6. He was trying to backhand, and of course the runner Kemp holding at second with the ground ball in front of him. And safe at first base, Marchand. Not used to seeing that from Mauricio.
No, it seems like he might have thought the ball was hit a little bit harder. From our vantage point, it seemed like it was hit more on the end of the bat, so never really got there, and then that last hop just kind of stayed down. Obviously Mauricio is a very good defender there at shortstop. He's going to be the Braves shortstop, but it seemed like he might have thought it was hit harder, kind of got his feet stuck. You want to keep your feet moving, maybe kind of come through the ball a little bit more, and that ball stayed down. So you kind of want to play the ball. I tell kids, you want to be on offense when you're on defense. You want to play the ball. Don't let the ball play you.
1 down for Brian De La Cruz, and he takes a called strike. Well, that's a place where the Braves have been so good this spring. We have not seen too many errors. And a really solid defensive spring for the Braves. De La Cruz, right-handed hitter, batting .323 this spring with a homer. Ball a little bit low and outside, missed with a change, 1-1.
That's the thing. You never want to make errors, right? But do it in spring training, get it out of the way now. He knows what he did wrong. But again, you got a guy on the mound who gets a lot of ground balls, and Perez keeps the ball down. This defense is going to get a lot of ground balls, so you just got to be ready.
Pick off to second base, and back in with a dive is Otto Kemp. I'll tell you, if there's one thing that making an error in spring training will force you to do, that you challenge yourself to do in the regular season, put it behind you, focus on the next play. Because you can't make that next play if you're still thinking about the one behind you. Ball to strike on De La Cruz. Perez a glance to second, 1-1, bounced it up there. Changeup was low, 2 balls and a strike.
Yeah, and also, too, for starters, they know they're going to get back out there, right? They're going to be playing every day. They're going to get a lot of chances. Or for guys that might be filling in or coming in late in the game, you want to make every play. Everybody wants to make the plays, but those guys don't have that many chances, so they want to make sure that they're clean when they're out there.
2-1 from Perez. Tried to sneak a sinker on the inside corner and missed. 3 balls and a strike. Martin Perez, the lefty who has been in the big leagues with the Rangers, Red Sox, Twins, Pirates, White Sox, and Padres, in camp with the Braves now. 3-1. Fouled off over the rooftop down the first baseline. It's run to 3-2 on De La Cruz. He'll be followed by Felix Reyes. We're scoreless in the top of the first inning. Phillies threatening a 1-out double by Kemp, and then an E6 put Marchand aboard. And still 1 good ground ball in turn 2, and that gets the Braves out of this mess. 3-2 pitch. Smacked in the air to left field. Coming in, Gamble plays it on a bounce. Kemp had to make sure it was going to lay down, so he was only halfway, so everybody advances 1 bag. And that time, De La Cruz got a sinker to his liking and rocked it into left field. So now Felix Reyes will come to the plate with the bases loaded, and the Braves have first inning action in the bullpen. Left-hander Jacob Kroger loosening his limbs out there beyond the wall in right center field. And Jeremy Hefner, Braves pitching coach, out there to settle down the 34-year-old veteran Martin Perez. Home plate umpire Tyler Jones walking out there to break up the meeting. Now the bat in the hands of Felix Reyes. Got to see him a little bit on Sunday as he came in late in that game in Clearwater. Reyes, big boy, 6'4", 205 pounds. He's from the Dominican. And last season made it as far as AAA in the Phillies organization. It's 16 homers in 101 games last year. Right-handed batter, takes a ball inside. He's got the bright red cleats. Red socks up to the knees, red sleeves under his gray uniform. 1-0. Popped up, right side of the infield. Ozzie Albies and Matt Olson both there. That'll be Matt's ball. Makes the catch halfway between first and second. Boy, if you're Perez, you'll love that.
No, that's what he does, and he does best, right? You know, I've seen it a lot out of Martin Perez. If something happens and he gets into a little bit of trouble, he's going to continue to pitch. And again, back's kind of against the wall right here. Bases loaded, one out. But he's not deviating from, you know, his game plan. He's still going to come inside. He missed with a sinker inside 0-0, and then he went right back to a cutter inside and got in on his hands.
Bases loaded, 2 down for Dylan Moore. Takes the ball high.
And that's one thing Martin is, you know, obviously 14 years in the big leagues. He's done a really good job of being able to pitch, but he pitches aggressive and doesn't deviate from that.
1-0 to Moore. Missed inside, 2 balls, no strikes.
And again, as a hitter, you know, you get to a hitter's count, you're not going to see many straight fastballs, especially from a guy like Perez. Like, he's going to keep coming inside. He's going to keep mixing speeds and changing eye levels.
2-0 misses low. 3 balls, no strikes. Control been a little bit of an issue here in the first inning. No walks yet for Perez, but he's fallen behind multiple hitters. And he's fallen behind Dylan Moore. 3 balls, no strikes. De La Cruz at first, Marchand at second, Kemp at third. 2 down in the inning and the 3-0 pitch. There's a strike through the back door with a cutter.
That just shows you that he's comfortable with that pitch. 3-0 cutter to get him back in. And that's just a veteran pitch right there.
See where he wants to go right here. Still a hitter's count for Moore. 3-1, fouled back. Went to the sinker there. All right, given what you've seen, 3-2, bases loaded, 2 down. Where's he want to go with this pitch?
I mean, I feel like he's either going to go cutter in or he'll go changeup down. We haven't seen many changeups today yet. But yeah, cutter in, changeup down to see if Moore will chase here. 3-2.
3-2. And he just missed with a changeup, and that'll lead to a run. Boy, that was close.
Yeah, from up here, it looked right down the middle of the plate.
And not challenged on the ABS system. And obviously, Drake was okay with that call. I think from where we are, if we could use the ABS system, we'd have tapped the hat and said, let's take a peek at it. Here comes Walt Weiss, and it'll be Jacob Kroger coming in now for the Braves. And it will not shock us at all if we see Perez come back out in the second with a clean inning. And, of course, that's something that these managers and pitchers can take advantage of during the spring session. Run into some trouble in an inning, pitch count elevated, take them out, send them back out the next inning with a fresh inning and let them continue their work. But now the left-hander Kroger comes on. And Charlie, he's just trying to limit the damage to just the 1 run as the Phillies just picked up the first run of the game.
Yeah, I mean, a big situation for him, right? Especially for a reliever, younger guy, being able to come into a ball game. He's probably not expecting to be in this game in the first inning. He does a good job. He goes out there and throws strikes and gets his next batter out. His day's probably done. And so he's done his job. He can go and just enjoy the rest of the day. But for a young guy coming in from the bullpen, getting in early, maybe get those nerves, up and out of the way, that's a good thing. That's a good thing. That way they don't have to wait the whole game and they don't know if their number's going to be called. And so for a guy to be able to just, hey, we need you now, perfect. You don't have to sit around and think anymore.
Yeah,
there's a lot of thinking down there.
I bet there is.
When I came back as a pitcher, even, all those years playing, there a lot of times I didn't know if I was going to go in as a young guy. But being able to just say, hey, you're in, you don't sit around and think anymore. You just, like you said, let it rip.
Well, the Phillies, within 6 batters, have done what they could not do within 9 innings against the Braves on Sunday. Braves beat the Phillies 1-0 on Sunday. So they were shut out in that game, and now within 6 batters, they have a run. Left-hander Jacob Kroger, 6'1", 190. He's out of Palmyra, Missouri, and Maryville University there in St. Louis. Last season, he was with Lowe Rome, as well as, Lowe Augusta and High Rome. Here's the pitch on the way to Leover Peguero. There's a ball low, snap throw down to third base. Back in with the dive is Marchand. 1-0 Phillies. A bases loaded walk to Dylan Moore has produced the first run of the game. Peguero, the 7th Philly to the plate, right-handed batter. 1-0 pitch from the lefty. Check swing. They appeal. Yes, sir. Went after that slider. Down even 1-1. Well, for Kroger, he can limit this damage to the 1 run. That'd be a major win for him. Big boost for the Braves as well. 1-1 pitch. Missed outside with a slider.
2 places he played at last year I'm pretty familiar with, Ben. Rome, where I grew up. Augusta, where I played low A with the Giants. My wife's from there as well. 2 good places to play at. Nice new stadium in Augusta, though.
You know those spots really well. 2-1, big chopper, left side, taken by Dubon on 2 hops. Sends it across, strong throw. That's in time and a nice play. And that wraps up the top of the first inning. Phillies probably feel like they should have had more. They score 1 run on 2 hits, an error, and 3 men left on base. We go to the bottom of the first inning. Phillies won, and the Braves coming up when we come back.
Hey, did you hear? Frontier is joining Verizon. To celebrate, we're launching our best internet offer ever. For a limited time, get 6 months of lightning-fast 100% fiber internet on us, up to 1 gig, when you bundle Verizon Mobile and Frontier Fiber. Visit your local Verizon store or verizon.com/welcome-frontier to switch. Eligible new Frontier Fiber plan required. Availability varies. Additional terms apply. Want a game-changing way to watch college basketball? With a one-day pass from Sling, get instant access to the men's and women's tournaments starting at just $4.99. You can catch all the action on TNT, TBS, ESPN, and ESPN2. Want even more hoops? Then add an extra pack to your subscription for just $1. No overpaying, no overcommitting, just tournaments so crazy they'd be crazy to miss. Visit sling.com to learn more. Sling lets you do that.
This year, I'm done with diets and resolutions because they don't work. Instead, I'm going for healthy-ish, and that lasts year-round thanks to Thrive Market. Thrive Market is my go-to healthy online grocery store with better versions of everything I already crave. I just open the app and filter for whatever I need. High-protein pastas, low-sugar snacks, GLP-1-friendly treats, non-alcoholic drinks. All my favorites, just all better for me. And I get more me time back. Head to thrivemarket.com/get started to get 30% off your first order plus a free $60 gift.
Turn on the home of baseball for MLB Network's spring training coverage. Get an in-depth look at every club with previews from each camp. Check in with the players.
Trying to get dialed in. Into the bottom of the first inning. It's a 1-0 lead for the Phillies. It'll be Dubon, Baldwin, and Olsen for the Braves, taking on the tall right-hander Andrew Painter. Great to be with you on a Wednesday afternoon alongside Charlie Culberson. Ben Ingram here with you. Andrew Painter on the mound for the Phillies, their number 2 prospect in the organization. He's ready to go to work versus Dubon. Righty-righty matchup. First pitch on the way to Mauricio. And a strike on the outside corner. Here's the leather for Philadelphia. Felix Reyes is at first base. Liover Peguero is at second. Christian Cairo at short. Garrett Stubbs is at third. Introduce you to the outfielders after this 0-1 pitch. Here it is from Painter. That'll be fouled off by Dubon. Otto Kemp is out there in left field for the Phillies. Dylan Moore, roaming center. Brian De La Cruz in right field. Rafael Marchand is the catcher. Andrew Painter on the mound. Tall, lean righty deals the 0-1. Missed outside there with a sweeper. I know the Phillies are really excited about Painter and looking at what he's done in his minor league career and being their number 2 prospect. He appears to be knocking on the door of the big leagues. There's the 1-2 pitch on the way to Mauricio Dubon. And Dubon lunges and misses at a breaking ball away for strike 3. 1 down in the inning. Talking about Painter, 6'7", 215 pounds. He's from Fort Lauderdale. Went to Calvary Christian Academy. That's the same high school that produced Luke Jackson, former Braves reliever. And Painter, coming out of high school, had committed to play for the Gators at the University of Florida, but the Phillies took him 13th overall in the 2021 draft, and he signed. There's a ball over to Baldwin, 1-0.
Home of Darren O'Day, Florida Gator.
Sure is. He'll let you know all about it, unfortunately. Here's a 1-0 pitch on the way to Drake Baldwin. Baldwin sends one foul. If you're facing Painter, I mean, the first thing that stands out to me, Charlie, his size. I mean, put a 6'7" guy on the mound. He looks like a giant out there.
Well, and those guys, too, that throw so hard, mid to upper 90s, and their release point so far out front, it's going to play up to almost 100. So you got to have to really just be on the fastball.
1-1 to Baldwin, up and in. This with a heater at 96.
Well, I say be on the fastball. But you got to be ready for it, right? And you got to expect it down the middle because that sweeper looks pretty devastating. So the fastball is the one you want to hit.
2-1. Little poke to the left side of the infield. Charging in, the third baseman Stubbs. Gloves and fires. He pulls Reyes off the bag, but he applies the tag to the incoming runner, Baldwin. And that's a 5-3 put out. Garrett Stubbs playing some third base today, and like we mentioned, they're trying to move him around and see if he can give them some value other places behind the plate. He's out of options. We've seen him in left field and third base in the 2 games we've played the Phillies this spring.
Yeah, good for him, too. It's not easy to go out there and play third base and play all these positions and expect to make all the plays.
2 down for Matt Olson. Takes a ball high and outside.
Yeah, and third base is one of those positions, too, that it's better, Ben, if you're able to play it a lot. Because if you're playing it here and there, you get some of these big right-handed bats up there, it's a little scary at the hot corner.
I bet it is. 1-0 Phillies, bottom of the first, 1-0 to Olson. Big swing and a miss there at a changeup. Outside of the fastball, what stands out to you about Painter?
Well, he's 6'7". Is that still a thing, right? 6'7"?
I've heard about that. I'm too old for that.
I got kids, man. I got kids.
Here's a 1-1. Fouled back, 1-2.
Well, I mean, yeah, the big size on the mound, and he throws that hard, and we've already seen a really good changeup, a really good sweeper. I think being able to get ahead in the zone or ahead in the count on hitters against big hitters is huge and probably big for him.
1-2 to Olson. Check swing, bounce foul on the third base line.
And then again, not being able to throw all 4 pitches. And so far early on in this game, we've seen the fastball, a good changeup with really good arm speed, a good sweeper, probably sweepers more to right-handed hitters. It's going to move so much. And then a curveball right there. So, again, if a guy has this many pitches, I'm trying to eliminate most of them and try to take my chances on a heater.
1-2, swung on and missed, went with a 97-mile-an-hour fastball down to get Matt Olson. So the Braves go down 1-2-3 versus Painter. We go to the top of the second, 1-0 Philadelphia.
Did you hear? Frontier is joining Verizon. To celebrate, we're launching our best internet offer ever. For a limited time, get 6 months of lightning-fast 100% fiber internet on us, up to 1 gig, when you bundle Verizon Mobile and Frontier Fiber. Visit your local Verizon store or verizon.com/welcome-frontier to switch. Eligible new Frontier Fiber plan required. Availability varies. Additional terms apply. Want a game-changing way to watch college basketball? With a one-day pass from Sling, get instant access to the men's and women's tournaments starting at just $4.99. You can catch all the action on TNT, TBS, ESPN, and ESPN2. Want even more hoops? Then add an extra pack to your subscription for just $1. No overpaying, no overcommitting, just tournaments so crazy they'd be crazy to miss. Visit sling.com to learn more. Sling lets you do that.
Pump up the volume.
Business moves fast. Orders roll in, deadlines close in. When you ship with USPS Ground Advantage, you can keep up with confidence. Every package stays in our secure network from dock to door. And with nationwide reach, dependable tracking, and upfront affordable pricing, you get built-in peace of mind. You run the business. We run the routes. Visit USPS.com/Ground Advantage to learn more.
Introducing the all-new
One inning down, we go to the top of the second inning here in Northport. Braves trailing the Phillies 1-0. Martin Perez back out on the mound for the Braves. He was able to get 2 outs in the first inning, but a walk to Dylan Moore drove in a run. And the Braves went to the left-hander Kroger to finish the inning. So Perez back out there. The one run that he allowed is an unearned run, as there was an error in that inning charged to Mauricio Dubon. Christian Cairo leads off, shows bunt, pulls back, 1 ball and no strikes. We're telling you about Martin Perez, grown up in Venezuela. His dad, a taxi driver. His mom worked for a janitorial company. Here's the 1-0 pitch on the way to Christian Cairo. And there's a called strike, 1-1. And for Perez, the very first glove he got was a beat-up, old, used glove. And the first ball that he had was a softball. There's the 1-1 pitch on the way to Cairo. And a ball outside. So growing up, he was just trying to get any kind of glove he could get, any kind of ball he could get his hands on. and just loved playing the game. There's the 2-1 pitch on the way to Christian Cairo. Lefty fires, sky high, and a fly ball towards right field. To his left, Luke Williams into foul territory against the sidewall, and he's got it with a basket catch. Great pursuit by Luke on a day where the wind is pushing the ball in. So that was drifting away from Luke the entire way, ran a long way to get there, and a basket catch right before he went into the sidewall.
Yeah, what a great play, too. Those are the types of plays, obviously, you love making. But then being able to make a play like that for your pitcher, too. Like that ball's almost in the stands, and he makes a great play on a really good pitch. Kind of gives one back to Martin Perez.
One down for Nate Pinto, and that'll be scalded up the middle. Turned on that first pitch and sent it right back up the middle. So a one-out single by Pinto. And the number 9 hitters aboard, back to the top of the order. Talking about Perez, you think about being a kid, and you're trying to play every single day, and anything you can do to play more baseball. You're having more fun with it and playing in leagues or playing with your buddies in the neighborhood, that kind of thing. Perez had a really interesting way of learning his pitching accuracy. There's Garrett Stubbs. Pitch on the way to him. Big chopper off the plate. Matt Olson gloves it, fires down to second. There's one, and Mauricio holds. That brought Olson off the bag, and he was right on the edge of the grass when he was able to leap up into the air like he was clearing a rebound at a basketball game and bringing it down to send it down to second for the out. Fielder's choice for Stubbs. He's at first base. But Perez talks about learning pitching accuracy when he was a kid by throwing rocks at iguanas.
At iguanas?
At iguanas.
I wonder if he threw hard enough to kill him.
He's a kid down in Venezuela, and there are iguanas around. He'd pick up rocks, and he was trying to hum rocks at iguanas and strike them and practice his accuracy. So I guess that's one way to do it.
Hey, you do what you got to do, right? And you know what? I tell you what, it's hard to make kids do things, right? If they want to do it, they're going to do it. But that's dedication and that's love, right? To be able to do something like that.
Well, the iguanas might disagree.
Well, that's true. That is true. I love animals too much, but maybe, I don't know, iguanas can get pretty big, right? So
sure can.
He might have been trying to scare him off, and he didn't know, but he's understanding how to be pinpoint accurate, right?
That's right. Got him to the big leagues. Pitch on the way, and that plunks Otto Kemp. Hit him right in the hip with a fastball. Garrett Stubbs is on the move, and he just goes into second base at cruise speed. Kemp down to first base as he's hit by the pitch. Now Kemp knows how those iguanas felt back in the day.
Just talking about it. And you never know. He might have just thought Garrett Stubbs got a good jump. He was going to be on second base. Let me just throw this cutter a little further inside. But again, yes, he hit him. There's 2 outs. Really no harm done. But again, for a guy like that that's not afraid to throw inside, it does make it a little bit more uncomfortable as a hitter to really be, nice and relaxed and ready in the box.
2 down for Rafael Marchand, and he slugs one down the left field line. That's going to drop foul just outside the chalk. That was dangerous. Turned on that cutter, and that landed just outside the paint down the left field line. 0-1 on Marchand.
And again, we can talk so much about Martin and how he pitches, but I mean, a guy like him, he really has to be able to mix speeds. He has to be able to throw to both sides of the plate. He's not going to really throw many straight balls up there, and so it makes it tougher for a hitter to be able to keep a ball like that fair.
0-1 to Marchand. Ground ball out to short, taken on 2 hops, waist high by Dubon. Pats the leather, fires it over. That's in time for the out. And that ends the top of the second. So the single and the hit batter don't come back to haunt Perez. We go to the bottom of the second. 1-0 Phillies.
Did you hear? Frontier is joining Verizon. To celebrate, we're launching our best internet offer ever. For a limited time, get 6 months of lightning-fast 100% fiber internet on us, up to 1 gig, when you bundle Verizon Mobile and Frontier Fiber. Visit your local Verizon store or verizon.com/welcome-frontier to switch. Eligible new Frontier Fiber plan required. Availability varies. Additional terms apply. Want a game-changing way to watch college basketball? With a one-day pass from Sling, get instant access to the men's and women's tournaments starting at just $4.99. You can catch all the action on TNT, TBS, ESPN, and ESPN2. Want even more hoops? Then add an extra pack to your subscription for just $1. No overpaying, no overcommitting, just tournaments so crazy they'd be crazy to miss. Visit sling.com to learn more. Sling lets you do that.
Pump up the volume.
Business moves fast. When you ship with USPS Ground Advantage, you can keep up with confidence. Visit USPS.com/Ground Advantage to learn more.
Tyler Reddick here from 2311 Racing. Another checkered flag for the books. Time to celebrate with Chumba. Jump in at ChumbaCasino.com. Let's Chumba.
No purchase necessary. VGW Group. Void where prohibited by law. See T&Cs. 21 plus. Sponsored by Chumba Casino.
Turn on the home of baseball for MLB Network's spring training coverage. Get an in-depth look at every club with previews from each camp. Check in with the players.
Trying to get dialed in. Braves and the Phillies from Cool Today Park here in Northport. It's a 1-0 lead for Philadelphia entering the bottom of the second inning. Riley, Albies, and Smith due up for the Braves here in the second inning. Alongside Charlie Culberson and our producer-engineer Jonathan Chadwick, Ben Ingram here with you. Folks, we're 9 days from opening day. Braves opening at home next Friday against the Royals. It is getting closer and closer. Our countdown into single digits now. Thrilled about that. Here's Austin Riley. Riley takes the ball outside. In the first inning, we were talking about today's starter, Andrew Painter. He's the big right-hander on the mound for the Phillies. And he's their number 2 prospect and a guy that they expect to be in the big leagues this season. Here's the 1-0 pitch on the way. Riley with a high fly ball to shallow center. Going back, Peguero coming in more. Peguero is under it, calling everyone off and makes the catch in shallow right field. During spring training, I know the pitchers don't particularly enjoy facing teams in the division. You're going to be seeing those teams plenty, and the last thing those pitchers want is for hitters to get a good look at them multiple times before we even start the season. Hitters, on the other hand, would love to see Phillies, Mets, Nationals, Marlins more than we do. Pitch on the way to Ozzie Albies. There's a called strike. In fact, there are only 2 games all spring where the Braves are facing an NL East team, and that's today's game and this past Sunday's game, both against the Phillies. So those other 3 teams, we don't even see them during the spring session. Here's the 0-1 pitch. Albies swings and misses. Here's my question to you. When you face these teams in your division, a lot of times a team may send out a pitcher who's going to be in the minor leagues all year. So you don't get a look at any of their core guys, their rotation guys. But today a little bit different. Here's the 0-2 pitch to Ozzie Albies. He's going to punch that in the air out to second. Backhanded catch knee-high by Peguero, lunging to his right, and 2 down the inning. How beneficial can today's game be for Braves hitters facing Painter, a guy that at some point they figured they'll see in the regular season?
Well, and like you're talking about how they play him so early on in the season in April a couple of different times, there's a chance they might face him twice in April. And so being able to face him, a guy like Painter now and then within maybe 2 more times within the next month, this is great because he's a guy that's going to be in their rotation and should have been a few years ago, but he missed a couple of seasons from Tommy John surgery. And so a new guy like this, a big arm, probably will see them a lot in the coming years. And so this is great for them to be able to kind of see what he has.
First pitch was a called strike to Smith. This one is a changeup down, 1-1.
And, you know, these guys talk a lot, right? I mean, it's a brotherhood in there, right? They're all on the same page trying to figure out a certain game plan. They're talking about, you know, what his pitches look like, how much is his sweeper moving, how does his fastball look. So this is great for them to be able to see him today.
1-1, a rocket to deep right field, drifting back De La Cruz to the warning track, and the wind will keep this in. That'll be caught on the track by Ryan De La Cruz. And it's a 1-2-3 inning here in the bottom of the second. We go to the top of the third, 1-0 Philadelphia.
Hungry? Let the Colonel do the cooking with KFC's $10 weekday buckets. Golden nuggets on Mondays. Original recipe chicken on Tuesdays. Hot and spicy wings on Wednesdays. Juicy tenders on Thursdays. And Fridays, golden nuggets again. Monday through Friday, choose your favorite bucket for $10 each. $10 weekday buckets at KFC. One big deal. Finger licking good. Only available at select participating locations while supplies last. Not available on third-party ordering platforms. Tax extra. No substitutions.
Did you hear? Frontier is joining Verizon. To celebrate, we're launching our best internet offer ever. For a limited time, get 6 months of lightning-fast 100% fiber internet on us, up to 1 gig, when you bundle Verizon Mobile and Frontier Fiber. Visit your local Verizon store or verizon.com/welcome-frontier to switch. Eligible new Frontier fiber plan required. Availability varies. Additional terms apply. Want a game-changing way to watch college basketball? With a one-day pass from Sling, get instant access to the men's and women's tournaments starting at just $4.99. You can catch all the action on TNT, TBS, ESPN, and ESPN2. Want even more hoops? Then add an extra pack to your subscription for just $1. No overpaying, no overcommitting, just tournaments so crazy they'd be crazy to miss. Visit sling.com to learn more. Sling lets you do that.
It's final.
Ben and Charlie with you from Cool Today Park. 1-0 Phillies into the top of the third inning. Phillies send up De La Cruz, Reyes, and Moore. The one run, an unearned run in the top of the first inning on a bases-loaded walk to Dylan Moore. Also, there was an error in that inning. So Perez didn't finish the first. Braves called upon Kroger to finish the inning and then sent Perez back out there for the second. He faced 4 batters in the second. Correction, 5 batters in the second. 3 reached, but he did not give up a run. De La Cruz takes the ball low and inside. Austin Riley digging around in the dirt over there at third base. Mauricio Dubon standing straight up at short. Albies and Olsen playing the right-handed hitter to pull. The 1-0 pitch. Ground ball out to third. Take it on 2 bounces by Riley. Gathers his feet. Sends a good throw across. 1 down. Charlie, I want to go back to something we were discussing there in the bottom of the second about facing a pitcher that you're expecting to see in the regular season. And I have one more question about that. If you have a couple of at-bats against a pitcher here in spring training, and then you see him in the regular season several months down the line, are those trips to the plate against that pitcher in spring training still beneficial, or is too much time pass where you kind of lose memory of how it all looked? There's a ball low.
No, I think everybody's kind of different, right? I remember playing with Freddie, and Freddie didn't have to write anything down. He just knew. He faced the guy 3 years before. It was almost ingrained in his memory what pitches looked like. So some guys are just able to.
Bouncer up the middle, backhanded by Albies, off-balance throw, bounces the throw, and a good one. Nice play by Ozzie. 4-3 put out, 2 down.
And that's when you can trust your first baseman, Gold Glove Matt Olson, to just catch the ball and get it out. And he's so big and long-armed that he's going to catch everything. But to finish that thought, some guys are just able to, see a guy one time, and that's enough for them. Some guys need more time, but I think it's definitely more beneficial than not to be able to see a guy, especially later in spring training when they're kind of ready for the season, and to be able to maybe write notes and understand how he looked and what he threw to you.
2 down for Dylan Moore. There's a ball high and outside. Did you take many notes?
Yeah, I started to. I wanted to be able to take notes, not just for myself, but to be able to honestly help out other guys, maybe on the bench or maybe that were starting, just to give them an idea.
In for a strike, 1-1.
Yeah, just to give them an idea. And then I feel like you're the same way, right? The more notes you take, the more knowledge you have. If you use it, great. If you don't, that's fine too. But
1-1 to Moore. Fouled off.
But I definitely think those note-taking was good for me, being able to go watch video just to understand, rhythms and, patterns that pitchers, usually fall into. But if it helped me out and I could help somebody else out, then I think it's great.
1-0 Phillies, top of the third. 1-2 pitch and a fly ball towards shallow left center field. Coming in Harris, going out Dubon, right between the two of them. Gamble dives and it's off the glove and rolling back towards the infield. Scooping it up as Michael Harris and a glove toss to second. That's how shallow they were. And holding in first base, Dylan Moore. That's so tough. And if you just look to the flags out in left field, folks, if you're in the stadium and can look at those flag poles, the flags are about to rip off the poles. Wind is howling straight in. So that ball into the air just died in that wind, and Gamble did a great job just to get leather on it.
I'm not sure if he could have thrown that better in that situation.
2 down for Liover Peguero at a first pitch strike.
Those are the hits that you want if you're not a starter or trying to make a team. You want to be able to get those types of hits because all the hits count.
1-0 Phillies. Runner at first, 2 down. A little bloop down the right field line. That'll splash in for a hit. Coming around second base, heading for third, Dylan Moore. Going for second now is Peguero. The throw by Luke Williams goes to second and hits the sliding runner in the back. And the ball drops dead right there. So Moore and Peguero with pretty soft contact, one to left, one to right, but one turns into a single, the other turns into a double, and the Phillies have runners at second and third with 2 down.
And again, Ben, the soft contact, this is what Martin Perez does a really good job of, being able to mix speeds. Nothing's really straight. He's going to get guys off balance, and that's what he wants to do. He wants to miss barrels. Yes, he wants strikeouts, but he wants guys to be off balance, missing a barrel. Sometimes that's what happens, is getting balls that just kind of fall in.
Now Christian Cairo to the plate. He swings viciously and misses the first pitch curveball. Just about came out of his shoes. And an 0-1 count on Cairo. He bats 8th in the order. 1-0 Phillies. They have runners at second and third, 2 down. 0-1 is low, 1-1. Cairo flat out to right. He's hitting .217 this spring with a homer. Lefty Perez has his heels on the third base side of the rubber. 1-1 from the southpaw. Misses high. 2 balls and a strike. If Cairo reaches, Pinto would come to the plate as the Phillies are looking for production from the bottom of the order. The 2-1. Big swing and a miss again. Well, a couple of curveballs have notched 2 strikes on Cairo. Perez rubs up that baseball, just kind of looking aimlessly over his left shoulder off into the seats down the first base line. Now checking the rearview mirror for the runner at second. Ball in a black glove that's fanned open right in front of his belly. Ready with his 2-2. Leg kick in the delivery. Just missed the inside corner with a fastball.
So, Ben, this at-bat right here, he's gotten Cairo behind in the count. Cairo's up in the count. Gives him off-speed pitches, right? Now here, 3-2 pitch. I would probably think he's going to go something off-speed.
Is 3-2. A fly ball high into that jet stream blowing in to center field. Coming in Harris, waiting on it to come down. He's got it with a shoulder-high grab. And once again, Perez gets the third out, stranding runners in scoring position. No runs, 2 hits, no errors, 2 left. We go to the bottom of the third, 1-0 Phillies.
Did you hear? Frontier is joining Verizon. To celebrate, we're launching our best internet offer ever. For a limited time, get 6 months of lightning-fast 100% fiber internet on us, up to 1 gig, when you bundle Verizon Mobile and Frontier Fiber. Visit your local Verizon store or verizon.com/welcome-frontier to switch. Eligible new Frontier Fiber plan required. Availability varies. Additional terms apply. Want a game-changing way to watch college basketball? With a one-day pass from Sling, get instant access to the men's and women's tournaments starting at just $4.99. You can catch all the action on TNT, TBS, ESPN, and ESPN2. Want even more hoops? Then add an extra pack to your subscription for just $1. No overpaying, no overcommitting, just tournaments so crazy they'd be crazy to miss. Visit sling.com to learn more. Sling lets you do that.
Hungry? Let the Colonel do the cooking with KFC's $10 weekday buckets. Golden nuggets on Mondays. Original recipe chicken on Tuesdays. Hot and spicy wings on Wednesdays. Juicy tenders on Thursdays. And Fridays, golden nuggets again. Monday through Friday, choose your favorite bucket for $10 each. $10 weekday buckets at KFC. One big deal. Finger licking good. Only available at select participating locations while supplies last. Not available on third-party ordering platforms. Tax extra. No substitutions.
Introducing the all-new MLB Plus, your ticket to streaming baseball's best. Let's go! Enjoy MLB Network 24.
Phillies 1, Braves nothing into the bottom of the third inning. And it'll be 7-8-9 for Atlanta. Harris, Gamble, and Williams. Hope you're having a great Wednesday and a great week altogether. It's good to be with you today here on the Braves Radio Network, getting you closer to opening day alongside Charlie Culberson. Ben Ingram here with you. Michael Harris this spring batting .320. And a fly ball to right field. De La Cruz going to drift, still drifting a bit. And now squares up to it, makes the catch right at the edge of the warning track. 1 down here in the third inning. So you come to town, get your feet wet with 1 game, then immediately an off day tomorrow.
Yeah, I mean, talking to you guys, I mean, it's already a long spring, right? You guys are ready for the season. Yeah, I roll in, game, and I got 48 hours off before I'm back to it.
Give you a chance to enjoy Florida for a little while. Ben Gamble takes a strike on the inside corner. You got anything planned tomorrow?
I do. I got my wife, Sarah, bringing our son, Ace, down, a belated 10th birthday trip for him. We're going to go fishing tomorrow, and then we're going to play a little bit of golf Friday morning.
Sounds like a great off day. Here's the 0-1 pitch. Campbell takes ball low and outside. If you catch anything and cook it up, I'm going to be coming over for supper tomorrow night, all right?
Well, I'll tell you what, if I catch something, hopefully I can bring some down. And if I don't, then I owe you.
Okay. Here's a 1-1. Campbell swings and misses, 1-2.
Yeah, we don't get a chance to go fishing a lot, but whenever we do, we go on vacation. We love to be able to take the kids fishing, maybe have a guide, just a short fishing trip. But the memories, I feel like as we get older, is kind of what we're looking for, right? It's just a good time.
There's no doubt about it. There's the 1-2 pitch. Little chopper halfway between the mound and first, glove by Painter. Underhand flip to the bag. Felix Reyes is there, 2 down. Yeah, tomorrow is the final off day of the spring session for the Braves. And then 5 straight to wrap up the Grapefruit League. Grapefruit League ends Tuesday next week, at least for the Braves. And then off days Wednesday and Thursday. And then opening day on Friday night. 2 down for Luke Williams. First pitch to him, swung on, missed, and a sweeper away. Third baseman Garrett Stubbs even with a bag at third. And now he backs up a little bit. 1-0 Phillies. Braves still looking for their first hit. Williams swings and misses at a sweeper. Suddenly 0-2.
Quick question. How excited are you guys to be able to have a full week at home to start the year?
Scale of 1 to 10?
1 to 10?
About a 37.
Perfect.
0-2 pitch. That'll miss low and outside, 1-2. Yeah, that's going to be great.
Well, yeah, you guys are already gone, obviously, over a month here. You know, last year you got back and then y'all went straight to the West Coast, right? So to be able to go back and be back home for a while, I'm sure you guys are looking forward to it.
Yeah, it's going to be terrific. Here's the 1-2 pitch. Williams pops one up. Foul ground, first base side. Reyes at the railing, out of room. That lands in the Braves dugout. And a 1-2 count. Yeah, basically we had the complete opposite of that last year because it wasn't just starting out west. If you recall, we went out to Phoenix and played 2 exhibition games against the Cubs and left from Phoenix to San Diego to start the season with a road trip against the Padres and Dodgers that we'd all like to forget. There's the 1-2 pitch. There's a ball high, 2-2.
Yeah, not only do you have to go on the road, you're facing those guys. And, yeah, tough start to the season for anybody. But to be able to get back home to Atlanta and start there, that'll be nice.
Yes, it will. Here's a 2-2 pitch. Williams hits one hard down the left field line, down for a base hit. That's going to roll all the way to the base of the left field wall. Williams flies around first. His helmet comes off and goes into second base. And it's a double for Luke Williams. First base hit of the game for the Braves. And his long flowing locks were bouncing as he was coming around first base. Ran out from under that helmet. Big smile for Luke Williams as Antoine Richardson brings him his helmet. So a 2-out double and back to the top of the order to Mauricio Dubon. He could tie the game with a base hit. Braves down 1-0. Pitch to Dubon. There's a ball inside. This will be challenged by Rafael Marchand, the catcher. So as it stands, it's a 1-0 count. And this goes to the ABS challenge system. Video board in left center field. And this will be a strike.
Have you enjoyed the ABS?
I've enjoyed it. Yeah, I think it's been good. It's been pretty quick and seamless. And we get the calls right.
Yeah, I experienced it some in 2023 in Gwinnett, and as a player, I really did enjoy it. It made it kind of fun for everyone.
0-1 to Dubon. Low and outside, 1-1.
You know, they're obviously making changes or thinking about changes all the time, how they can make it better. You know, they have it in tennis, right? And it's fun to be able to see that, to see the replays. And, you know, having the challenges, if you lose it, then you lose the challenge. But I think it's a really fun thing.
1-1 from Painter. Low and outside, 2-1. That's something that I've discussed a lot with Darren O'Day and Joe Simpson and C.J. Nikowski yesterday, just talking about what the metrics of the ABS system is going to look like as we progress through the season. 2-1 strike on the outside corner. And it's a day and age now where we have metrics for everything and we can quantify everything. And I look forward to getting to the end of the season and seeing all the information and data on the ABS system and what it all meant. 2-2 outside, 3-2.
Yeah, and again, there's a kind of a pattern, somewhat of a rhythm. Like you kind of let the big dogs be able to decide. The guys that know the strike zone, you let the catchers say, decide. You hear Chris Sale say, "I'm a pitcher. I'm just going to throw the ball and let the umpires, make that call. That's not my job, and that's a very good point. Hopefully a lot of guys understand that too. So I think, like you said, at the end of the season, kind of see how it plays out, but I think it'll play out great for baseball.
3-2 pitch, and Dubon swings over the top of a changeup that just died there in front of the plate. And that strikeout ends the bottom of the third inning. No runs, a hit, no errors, and a man left. We go to the top of the fourth, 1-0 Phillies.
Frontier is joining Verizon. New Frontier and Verizon customers can get 6 months of 100% fiber internet on us up to 1 gig by bundling Verizon Mobile and Frontier Fiber. Plus, get 2 mobile lines for $50 per month on unlimited welcome with auto pay plus taxes and fees. Visit your local Verizon store to switch. $25 per line after $60 monthly promo credits applied over 36 months. In times of congestion, unlimited 5G and 4G LTE may be temporarily slower than other traffic. Domestic data roaming at 2G speeds. Eligible new Frontier Fiber plan required. Availability varies. Additional terms apply.
Want a game-changing way to watch college basketball? With a one-day pass from Sling, get instant access to the men's and women's tournaments starting at just $4.99. You can catch all the action on TNT, TBS, ESPN, and ESPN2. Want even more hoops? Then add an extra pack to your subscription for just $1. No overpaying, no overcommitting, just tournaments so crazy they'd be crazy to miss. Visit sling.com to learn more. Sling lets you do that.
Hungry? Let the Colonel do the cooking with KFC's $10 weekday buckets. Golden nuggets on Mondays. Original recipe chicken on Tuesdays. Hot and spicy wings on Wednesdays. Juicy tenders on Thursdays. And Fridays, golden nuggets again. Monday through Friday, choose your favorite bucket for $10 each. $10 weekday buckets at KFC. One big deal. Finger licking good. Only available at select participating locations while supplies last. Not available on third-party ordering platforms. Tax extra. No substitutions.
It's finally here. Baseball.
It's a 1-0 lead for the Phillies as they come to the plate in the top of the fourth inning. Before we dive into the action, let's pause 10 seconds for station identification on the Atlanta Braves Radio Network.
Atlanta Braves spring training is live on WIFN Atlanta, a Dickey broadcasting station, 1340 and 103.7 FM.
9-1-2 coming up for the Phillies here in the top of the fourth inning. Pinto, Stubbs, and Kemp versus the lefty Martin Perez. Pitch on the way to Rene Pinto. And the first pitch sinker misses up and in. Alongside Charlie Culberson and our producer-engineer Jonathan Chadwick. Ben Ingram here with you from Cool Today Park. Really good Wednesday afternoon crowd. 1-0 to Pinto. Turned on sent foul. You know, we were talking about the ABS challenge system there in the bottom of the third inning. I'll give you my takeaways on the things that I have learned, the few things I've learned about it here in the 3-4 weeks we've been playing games here in spring training. There's a 1-1. Pinto blisters one to third to his left, knocked down by Riley, stays with it, picks it up, sends it over, and a 5-3 putout. 1 down in the inning. I've learned that most of the time when catchers challenge, they're right. Catchers have been really good with getting overturned calls. Batters, I'd say that their success rate hasn't been quite as good as catchers. And finally, no one wants pitchers challenging anything because they're too emotional.
You're exactly right. And you're right. Catchers have the best vantage point. Even umpires, that's a tough job to do, but they're still a little bit more above where the catcher's eye level is at.
Garrett Stubbs takes a strike.
And these guys are really good behind the plate. They understand the strike zone and understand what's being called, right? So they know. And so, yes, the catchers definitely have the best option of being able to call that pitch.
Well, 1, there's a called strike, 0-2. Braves catchers have been outstanding. Now, we got a challenge here by the batter, Garrett Stubbs. Drake Baldwin caught that low and into the left-handed hitter and then framed it. And Stubbs is right in this case. It is overturned. Now, where that ball crossed was low and in. Baldwin did a nice job framing it. And that's what Tyler Jones, the home plate umpire, saw.
Well, it's funny. You got Stubbs as the catcher as well. But maybe he has a better idea because he does catch so much.
1-1. Flared to right, down for a base hit. Turned on a sinker. It's another hit for the Phillies. They have a run on 6 hits, no errors. Braves, no runs and 1 hit. Runner at first, 1 down for Otto Kemp. Kemp has doubled. He has scored. He's been hit by a pitch. Oh, 1 to Kemp, or rather, first pitch to Kemp in there for a called strike. Now it's 0-1. We were talking about opening day coming up in 9 days. And there are only 5 games left in spring training after today. And the consensus by just about everybody is they're ready for the regular season to begin. 0-1 to Kemp. Line shot on one bounce to Riley. He's got it at third. To second, they get 1. All the way around the horn, they get 2. 5-4-3. Well done from Riley to Albies to Olsen. And the Phillies are shut down in the top of the 4th inning. We go to the bottom of the 4th, 1-0 Philadelphia.
Wendy's has a new Girl Scout Thin Mints Frosty Fusion with Girl Scout Thin Mints cookie pieces, rich creamy frosty, and a mint chocolate cookie sauce. Which means Girl Scout Thin Mints and Wendy's Frosty, yeah, they're basically best friends now. It's like 2 delicious desserts just high-fived, snapped a few too many friendship selfies, and then rode a tandem bike down a never-ending road of mint chocolate frosty perfection. So, swing by Wendy's and try the new Thin Mints Frosty Fusion.
Limited time only at participating U.S. Wendy's. Frontier is joining Verizon. New Frontier and Verizon customers can get 6 months of 100% fiber internet on us up to 1 gig by bundling Verizon Mobile and Frontier Fiber. Plus, get 2 mobile lines for $50 per month on unlimited welcome with auto pay plus taxes and fees. Visit your local Verizon store to switch. $25 per line after $60 monthly promo credits applied over 36 months. In times of congestion, unlimited 5G and 4G LTE may be temporarily slower than other traffic. Domestic data roaming at 2G speeds. Eligible new Frontier Fiber plan required. Availability varies. Additional terms apply.
Want a game-changing way to watch college basketball? With a one-day pass from Sling, get instant access to the men's and women's tournaments starting at just $4.99. You can catch all the action on TNT, TBS, ESPN, and ESPN2. Want even more hoops? Then add an extra pack to your subscription for just $1. No overpaying, no overcommitting, just tournaments so crazy they'd be crazy to miss. Visit sling.com to learn more. Sling lets you do that.
It's finally here. Baseball's best step back between the lines.
Paul schemes.
And all eyes are on opening week on MLB Network with live games all week.
Phillies 1, Braves nothing as Drake Baldwin leads off with the Braves in the bottom of the 4th inning. Baldwin, Olsen, and Riley coming up at the bottom of the 4th. Ben Ingram, Charlie Culberson with you for the 25th Grapefruit League game of the session for the Braves. 5 left to be played after today. Drake Baldwin 0 for 1 with a ground out to third base. Getting his second look at Andrew Painter, the 6'7" right-hander. Does exactly that. Paints the corner with a slider. 0-1. Painter, black glove, fan out in front of his face. Heels almost touching. Lined up in the 0-1. That'll be fouled off. I want to pick your brain on this. I was just mentioning in the top of the inning and get to this point in spring. Everybody's pretty much ready to get going. However, this time of spring training can be a nerve-wracking time for guys who are right on the fence wondering, am I going to make the team? Am I going to the minor leagues? Am I going to be released? Where will I be a week from today? And there are guys in camps all over Major League Baseball wondering where they're going to be come opening day. 0-2, punched out to short, backhanded by Cairo, gathers and throws, and one out here in the 4th inning. And that's a plot that you've lived before, isn't it?
Yeah, I don't know what you're talking about, Ben. No, I mean, that was honestly almost every single year in my career. Maybe a couple of years I kind of knew that, I was going to be on the team. But, most of the time I was one of the last guys picked or trying to fill out a roster. So, there was really no days off for these guys. But for me, mentally and physically, it was like you had to be ready to perform.
Matt Olson takes the ball high.
And also, when you got a family in the mix, when you're married, you got kids, and you don't understand where you're going to go, or sometimes they don't have to tell you until like the last minute. And I was in that position a lot, and it's honestly not easy to be in.
1-0 Olsen. This is high 2-0.
But I will say that's something that we want as players, right? You put yourself in these situations to come in, try to make a team. That's what you sign up for, and that's what I signed up for, and that's just kind of part of it for a lot of players.
2-0 to Olsen. Gets under it, pops it up shallow center. Cairo going out, Moore coming in. Cairo calling off everyone. Makes a two-handed catch in shallow center, 2 down.
But yeah, you're right. It's like, a lot of guys, most of a roster, some starting pitchers, your back-end relievers, all your starters on the field, they know where they're going. They're getting ready for the season, trying to be healthy. It's just those, maybe 2 to 4 spots of guys trying to battle it out for those positions.
2 down for Austin Riley. There's a ball inside. That'll keep your fire lit all spring, won't it?
No, it will. I mean, you kind of have to. You have to show up to be ready to play every single day. Starters get a chance to play a lot of times at home. They don't have to go on the road.
1-0 to Riley is outside.
You know, Freddie Freeman made a comment one time that he didn't have gray pants or a gray jersey in his locker or gray pants in spring training. I always had gray pants in my locker, but I was okay with that.
A lot of road games. 2-0 pitch, fouled back. Yeah, spring training has to be really enjoyable when you know you're going to be on the roster.
Well, if I ever knew that or had that feeling, I'd be able to talk about it, but I really didn't. But for these guys, you know, they're all-stars, they're superstars. It's kind of part of their journey getting ready.
2-1 to Riley. Chase hit a miss and a slider away, 2-2.
But again, to your point, like being able to have that fire like you talked about, to understand I have to go in and I have to prove myself. A lot of these guys have to prove themselves to be able to make this team.
2-2 pitch, fouled back by Austin.
And it's good. It's good competition, and I feel like it's friendly competition. You get really close with some of these guys, and sometimes you get close with guys that you're kind of competing for the same spot. And the best teams and best players and best dudes push each other each day they're out there.
Bases empty, 2 down on the 2-2 pitch to Austin Riley. Low it outside with a slider, 3-2.
Really good take by Austin right there. 2-2 slider just down and off the plate. That's a good sign for him.
1-0 Phillies. We're in the bottom of the 4th. Payoff pitch. 9-away ball 4. First walk allowed by Andrew Painter. There's 2 down here in the 4th inning. Inning continues for Ozzie Albies, who's 0 for 1 with a line out to second. Phillies scored 1 run in the top of the 1st inning. It was a bases-loaded walk to Dylan Moore. That's been the only run of the game. Ozzie batting .235 this spring. First pitch to him and a ground ball to second. To his left, down on the knee. Piguero has it. Heels on the grass of right field, throws to first base, and there's the 3rd out. So a 2-out walk as all the Braves muster up. We go to the top of the 5th inning, 1-0 Philadelphia.
Frontier is joining Verizon. New Frontier and Verizon customers can get 6 months of 100% unlimited welcome with auto pay plus taxes and fees. Visit your local Verizon store to switch. $25 per line after $60 monthly promo credits applied over 36 months. In times of congestion, unlimited 5G and 4G LTE may be temporarily slower than other traffic. Domestic data roaming at 2G speeds. Eligible new Frontier fiber plan required. Availability varies. Additional terms apply.
Want a game-changing way to watch college basketball? With a one-day pass from Sling, get instant access to the men's and women's tournaments starting at just $4.99. You can catch all the action on TNT, TBS, ESPN, and ESPN2. Want even more hoops? Then add an extra pack to your subscription for just $1. No overpaying, no overcommitting, just tournaments so crazy they'd be crazy to miss. Visit sling.com to learn more. Sling lets you do that.
Hungry? Let the Colonel do the cooking with KFC's $10 weekday buckets. Golden nuggets on Mondays. Original recipe chicken on Tuesdays. Hot and spicy wings on Wednesdays. Juicy tenders on Thursdays. And Fridays, golden nuggets again. Monday through Friday, choose your favorite bucket for $10 each. $10 weekday buckets at KFC. One big deal. Finger licking good. Only available at select participating locations while supplies last. Not available on third-party ordering platforms. Tax extra. No substitutions.
Introducing the all-new MLB.
And Braves fans, here we are back in the top of the 5th inning. Score is 1-0 Phillies leading. Braves are bringing in one of their new relievers, Robert Suarez, into the game. Nice and early for him. Venezuelan's 35 years old. Last year he had 40 saves on the year. Really good season for him with a 2.97 ERA and 70 games pitched. And Robert Suarez back in the game.
A big addition for the Braves bullpen. Signed as a free agent with the Braves back in December. And he'll be taking on 3, 4, and 5 in the Phillies 9 here in the top of the 5th inning. Braves gave him a 3-year contract. Now he got a pitch timer violation on the batter, Rafael Marchand. As if facing Suarez wasn't tough enough with an 0-0 count. It's now 0-1. No balls and a strike on Rafael Marchand. Pitch on the way from Suarez. That jackknife his hips out of the way. Fastball 94. It's been fun to watch Suarez this spring because he's got the hard fastball, but he's also been working on a cutter as well. And that's looked good in the few times we've seen him. 1-1 in the air towards left center field. Michael Harris, long way to go. Hard to his right. He dives, and he's got it for the out. Superman style out there in left center field. Full extension. Graceful dive, landed on the grass, and went sliding across the grass in left center field with a ball in the glove. Great play.
All I saw was neon green running through left center field.
There's a flash out there, isn't he?
He's a flash.
Makes it look easy. I mean, just gracefully to his right, had it all the way. That's a beautiful play. Ball misses low to Brian De La Cruz. Seth Johnson up and tossing in the Phillies bullpen. Phillies have a 1-0 lead. De La Cruz 1 for 2 with a single and a ground out to third. And a ball outside.
Again, if facing Robert Suarez wasn't hard enough, you're down 0-1 before you see a pitch, and then Michael Harris robs you of a potential, extra bases.
Yeah, you got to be thinking it's just not his day. Here's a 2-0 pitch. Just missed with a cutter there. 3 balls, no strikes. Braves have used Perez twice on the mound, Kroger, and now Suarez. 3-0 pitch fouled back. The combined line for Perez, 3 2/3 of an inning, 6 hits, 1 run, which was not earned, 1 walk, 1 strikeout. Suarez, tall right-hander, 3-1 pitch, just outside ball 4.
And what did you think, Ben, of the signing of Robert Suarez early on in camp? For me, in my point, I thought it was great. I think just being able to give a guy a 3-year deal, that's, proven that he is a very, very elite reliever in the big leagues. Obviously, he's in the closer role, but I think it was a great addition.
Addressed a need immediately, which was really big for the team in the offseason. Runner goes. Felix Reyes takes a ball low and in. Throw down to second base. Swipe tag not in time. It's a good throw by Baldwin, but just behind Brian De La Cruz, who steals second base. And he's down there with 1 down. There was obviously a need there in the bullpen. You added depth. You also bring on somebody who throws extremely hard and can miss a lot of bats, which you needed that as well. There's a 1-0 pitch on the way to Reyes. Swing and miss over the top of a changeup. So it checked a bunch of boxes. And it really gave the Braves the ability with Suarez and Iglesias to slam the door in the last 2 innings of a game. I mean, you bring over a guy who led the league in saves a year ago with 40. 1-1 fouled off the inside of his foot. Pair him with Iglesias. And you got some door slammers there at the end of games that can miss a bunch of bats. And I think the Braves are missing that out of their bullpen last year, especially with the injury to Joe Jimenez.
Yeah, and we see how Iglesias is, right? He had a rough start, but then came on and was one of the best relievers, and he works quick, he's efficient. I feel like it takes maybe a little pressure off him to know that he's got another guy right next to him that they can kind of, share those roles if need be, if whatever the team needs to be able to, start one guy in the 8th or have one guy close and kind of go back and forth. I'm not really sure, what they're going to do, but that's got to be great for both of those guys to know that they can kind of have each other to lean on. And talking about that cutter that he's working on, Martin Perez, Venezuelan guy, veteran player. Robert Suarez, Venezuelan guy, an elite pitcher. Maybe they've talked about the cutter. Maybe Martin Perez has been the one guy that's kind of helped him with that pitch. I'm not sure. I'd like to maybe get to know that a little bit more to ask and see. But now you have a guy that is already elite, and now he's working on a new pitch. It's got to be great for him.
Yeah, I love that. Continuing to find ways to get better. By the way, that last foul ball was right off the foot of Felix Reyes. He needed a minute. It sent him down to a knee. He's okay now, ready for the 1-2. Pitch on the way to Reyes. It'll reach and a miss at strike 3. And as much as that foot might be hurting, he might be happy to be heading back to the dugout. That was a nasty pitch down and away, and it gets Reyes swinging. 2 down here in the inning. Well, and I think you're going to get that anytime you take a player like Suarez and send him to a new organization. He's around guys he's never been around before. Braves have a brand new pitching coach, and with that comes new ideas, tinkering with different things. Dylan Moore sends one foul into the seats down the right field line. And no matter what you've accomplished in this game, if you're not continuing to challenge yourself to be better, you get stagnant, you're going to get passed by. That's why I think Chris Sale has been such a great pitcher in his career. No matter what he's accomplished, he continues to strive and find ways to get better, throwing new pitches, trying new things. And that's the case with Suarez as well. 0-1 to Moore, fouled back 0-2.
Well, then also having these guys that are open to be able to talk to the younger guys, be open to even talking to, obviously, the coaches and, the new pitching coach and Jeremy Hefner, who's here to do a good job, here to talk, here to help. And when those guys are open and being able to have those conversations and helping out other pitchers, it only makes everyone else better.
0-2 from Suarez. Fouled off the inside of his foot. He's wearing out some ankles of these right-handed batters here in the top of the 5th inning.
Well, as a hitter, you got to get geared up for 97 to 98 miles an hour, and then he's got this nasty changeup. And so now it's, as a hitter, you have to be, aware of that in the back of your mind, that's a pitch that's going to come inside. And again, it just makes you that much more uncomfortable in the box to be able to try to succeed off of an elite arm in Suarez.
Phillies leading 1-0. We're in the top of the 5th inning. Right-hander Suarez sent right at the tomahawk. Glance to second. 0-2 pitch. Punch to short off the glove of Dubon. Rolling behind him into left field. Coming around third base, De La Cruz. He will score, and it's 2-0 Philadelphia. Now is a rocket off of the bat of Dylan Moore, and that one hop right in front of Dubon. He was falling back trying to glove it, and on that short hop right in front of him, it just carried him right off the end of the glove and into left field. That was a sizzler out to shortstop. Didier Fuentes up and tossing now for the Braves. But it's now 2-0 Philadelphia. They cash in the walk. It's a base hit for Dylan Moore. Inning has gone fly out, walk, stolen base, strikeout, and a single. Now they're going to bring along a pinch runner. This will be Nate Humphreys on the pinch run for Dylan Moore. Moore's on base 3 times today. A walk, 2 singles, 2 RBIs. So Humphreys a big lead at first base. Liover Peguero is the batter. 2-0 Phillies, top of the 5th inning. Suarez brings it. And a strike with the outside corner.
So for most of this game, Ben, any type of ball that I feel like that's been put in play on the ground, it hasn't really been hard hit, because talking about Martin Perez, how he mixes, speeds, doesn't throw anything straight, he's always missing barrels. So that was like the first hard hit ground ball we've seen today.
That's true. There's a called strike, 97-mile-an-hour fastball.
Sometimes those guys will, hit something hard on the barrel in the air, and the guy in Perez who actually pitches really well, knows how to, again, go to both sides of the plate. Guys get on base, there's traffic out there. He's going to make a pitch to try to get that ground ball. And so I think just right there, Dubon kind of got stuck in his feet and a little stagnant out there.
Pick off to first base, and back in with a dive is Humphreys.
And also having a guy on second base, he was kind of in front of him when the ball was coming by, so maybe losing sight a little bit, and those hard hit balls right at you. If you don't move your feet or get to the side, it can kind of eat you up.
0-2 from Suarez, and he solves Peguero with a 98-mile-an-hour fastball. Right-handed hitter swings and misses. He's tardy, and that ends the top of the 5th inning. But a run on a hit, no errors, and a man left. We're halfway home. We go to the bottom of the 5th inning, 2-0 Phillies.
Frontier is joining Verizon. New Frontier and Verizon customers can get 6 months of 100% fiber internet on us up to 1 gig by bundling Verizon Mobile and Frontier Fiber. Plus, get 2 mobile lines for $50 per month on unlimited welcome with auto pay plus taxes and fees. Visit your local Verizon store to switch. $25 per line after $60 monthly promo credits applied over 36 months. In times of congestion, unlimited 5G and 4G LTE may be temporarily slower than other traffic. Domestic data roaming at 2G speeds. Eligible new Frontier Fiber plan required. Availability varies. Additional terms apply.
Want a game-changing way to watch college basketball? With a one-day pass from Sling, get instant access to the men's and women's tournaments starting at just $4.99. You can catch all the action on TNT, TBS, ESPN, and ESPN2. Want even more hoops? Then add an extra pack to your subscription for just $1. No overpaying, no overcommitting, just tournaments so crazy they'd be crazy to miss. Visit sling.com to learn more. Sling lets you do that.
Hungry? Let the Colonel do the cooking with KFC's $10 weekday buckets. Golden nuggets on Mondays. Original recipe chicken on Tuesdays. Hot and spicy wings on Wednesdays. Juicy tenders on Thursdays. And Fridays, Golden Nuggets again. Monday through Friday, choose your favorite bucket for $10 each. $10 weekday buckets at KFC. One big deal. Finger licking good. Only available at select participating locations while supplies last. Not available on third-party ordering platforms. Tax extra. No substitutions.
Turn on the home of baseball for MLB Network's spring training coverage. Get an in-depth look at every club with previews from each camp. Check in with the players.
Trying to get down. Here we are going into the bottom of the fifth inning. The Phillies scored one run in the top half of the inning. Relieving Andrew Painter on the mound is right-handed pitcher Seth Johnson, 6'1", 205-pound right-handed pitcher. This is his 8th game this year in spring training.
A couple other changes for the Phillies. Pitch on the way to Dominic Smith. And a ball high and outside. Alex Binelas takes over at first base. B-I-N-E-L-A-S. Alex Binelas at first base. And Nate Humphrey stays in the game and goes to center field. All right, here's the 1-0 pitch on the way to Dominic Smith and a fly ball. Shallow left field. Cairo out. Kemp in. And this will be Kemp's ball. Otto Kemp with dirt all over the front of his gray uniform. Able to open up the glove and make the catch. One down here in the 5th inning. What did you think about Andrew Painter? He was very good, wasn't he?
I don't think I want to be in the box against him today. He was, very good, Ben. Very efficient. He was going after hitters. He was, mixing 4 pitches. A really good fastball, changeup, curveball, and sweeper. So he was pretty dominant on the mound today.
Michael Harris, hot shot just outside the bag at first and foul. Final line on Painter. 4 innings, no runs, 2 hits, 1 walk, 3 strikeouts. The 1 hit was a double by Luke Williams. He gave up 1 hit to the guy batting 9th and silenced everyone else.
Give him his time today, but that was great that they were able to see him here at the end of spring training.
0-1. A hack and a miss by Harris and a slider. Well, this right-hander Johnson on the mound now. 1 up, 1 down. 0-2 from the righty. Harris fouls that off into the catcher Marchand. He doubles over in pain. And home plate umpire Tyler Jones will walk a new baseball out there to the pitcher and give Marchand a chance to catch his breath. Best play of the day for the Braves is made by Michael Harris on a diving catch in the top of this inning. Thrilling defensive play for Michael Harris, one that we have become accustomed to seeing in the regular season. He has such a terrific highlight reel for his career. 0-2 in there for a called third strike. Fooled in there. Took something off. Harris goes down looking. 2 down.
Yeah, too bad Braves fans, haven't been able to see a really good defensive center fielder in the history of Braves baseball, right? There's been a lot of Gold Glove winners out there, and Michael Harris has definitely taken that reign, and he came in hot early on. Was first game he's making the diving catches, and so he hasn't stopped since.
2 down for Ben Gamble. No foul, 1 off. One of those center fielders going into Cooperstown this year.
I mean, that's been a long time coming.
Sure has.
Hearing all the stories from, Leo Mazzoni and then, Smoltz and Glavine and Maddox talking about how, Andrew was the best. And I even heard a story from Mazzoni about Willie Mays saying he's the best center fielder that Willie Mays ever saw. So that's something.
0-1 pitch. Gamble comes unraveled, swinging and missing at a splitter. 0-2. If Willie Mays is saying that, that should punch anybody's ticket into the Hall of Fame. 0-2 from Johnson. In the dirt. This with a slider. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Clouds breaking up a little bit. Some blue skies overhead and the sun shining on left field right now. Had mostly cloudy skies all day, but that ceiling of clouds starting to break up above us. Here's the 1-2 pitch to Ben Gamble. High and away, 2 balls, 2 strikes. Wind is still galing in from center field. I mean, it's blowing directly in. Pitcher's best friend today. Another day, it was flying out of here. 2-2 pitch. Gamble, check swing, fouls it off right between the knees of Marchand. Two runs on 7 hits for the Phillies. No runs, 1 hit for the Braves. Johnson peers over the top of a black glove. Steps and brings it. Called third strike. Tyler Jones rings him up. That was a backdoor slider. And the Braves go down 1-2-3 in the bottom of the 5th. We're off to the 6th. 2-0 in favor of the Phillies.
Did you hear? Frontier is joining Verizon. To celebrate, we're launching our best internet offer ever. For a limited time, get 6 months of lightning-fast 100% fiber internet on us, up to 1 gig, when you bundle Verizon Mobile and Frontier Fiber. Visit your local Verizon store or verizon.com/welcome-frontier to switch. Eligible new Frontier Fiber plan required. Availability varies. Additional terms apply. Want a game-changing way to watch college basketball? With a one-day pass from Sling, get instant access to the men's and women's tournaments starting at just $4.99. You can catch all the action on TNT, TBS, ESPN, and ESPN2. Want even more hoops? Then add an extra pack to your subscription for just $1. No overpaying, no overcommitting, just tournaments so crazy they'd be crazy to miss. Visit sling.com to learn more. Sling lets you do that.
Hungry? Let the Colonel do the cooking with KFC's $10 weekday buckets. Golden nuggets on Mondays. Original recipe chicken on Tuesdays. Hot and spicy wings on Wednesdays. Juicy tenders on Thursdays. And Fridays, golden nuggets again. Monday through Friday, choose your favorite bucket for $10 each. $10 weekday buckets at KFC. One big deal. Finger licking good. Only available at select participating locations while supplies last. Not available on third-party ordering platforms. Tax extra. No substitutions.
Turn on the home of baseball.
Here we are back in the top of the 6th inning. New Braves pitcher on the mound. Braves still down 2-0. Right-handed pitcher Didier Fuentes. Still only 20 years old. 6 foot, 170-pound right-handed pitcher. You know, we saw him last year in the big leagues making his debut just at 20 years old. Here in spring training this year, 5 innings pitched, no hits, no walks, 9 strikeouts.
He's had a surge this spring. Here's Christian Cairo. Cairo with a soft tapper right back to Didier. Reaches down and gloves it. Little magic trick for the 20-year-old. Throws over to first base for the out. And 1 down. That was right back on him and quickly dropped the glove straight down and able to squeeze it in between his heels. Fuentes takes over for Suarez. Suarez pitched an inning. Gave up a run on 1 hit, 1 walk, 2 strikeouts. So a 1-3 put out. Pitch on the way to Pinto misses high. 2 runs on 7 hits for the Phillies. No runs, 1 hit for the Braves. Bright sunshine covering the entire field now for the first time today. Here's the 1-0 pitch. Boy, it looked good. Called a ball. This will be challenged by Baldwin. Let's see if Drake gets this one to go his way.
What do you got, ball strike?
I got strike.
There you go.
That looked good to me, right at the bottom of the zone. And we're going to find out. Yep, that was a strike. Look, man, if Drake is challenging,
that's right.
I'm betting the house that he's right. 1-1 on Rene Pinto. Fuentes fires. Just outside with a slider. Didier Fuentes, 20 years old. Faced some adversity last year, overcame that. He's been strong this spring. 2-1 swung on and missed. And it's one of my favorite things, Charlie, to watch in our game is a young pitcher who you know has lots of talent. Say they're 18, 19, 20 years old. And learning how to take what they have, get better and better, and learn how to win. Not just in the minor leagues, but in the big leagues as well. And it's a very rewarding process to watch. Here's the 2-2 pitch. Swung on, missed. Got him with a 98-mile-an-hour fastball away. So it's one thing to recognize when a guy has great stuff, but you need a lot more than stuff to win in the big leagues. And watching that process and the evolution of a young pitcher, I think is one of my favorite things to watch in the game.
No, it is. You're right, Ben. And being able to have that experience at such a young age at the big league level in the regular season is huge for these guys.
2 down for Garrett Stubbs, first pitch strike.
I mean, they're learning as they go. They're learning on the fly, kind of, maybe a little earlier than expected, but those games in the season are really valuable and honestly more valuable than spring training games. But for him to be able to make his debut last year, understand that this is the big leagues, you can't make that many mistakes, but then have the veterans and their presence and being able to be open and talking to those guys too, and the help is huge.
1-1 high and outside, 2-1.
So it's nice for him to be able to, at 20 years old, already have major league experience, his mindset's probably a little bit open and more free this year in spring training.
2-1 fouled off, 2-2. We talk about the failure that he went through last year. He came to the big leagues, gave up a bunch of hits and runs in a short amount of time. But there really is no teacher, not just in baseball but in life, like failure. Here's a 2-2 pitch. That's outside, 3-2. And the best are going to be the ones who fail early, learn from it, turn that into success. And I feel like we're in the process of watching that with Didier.
That's such a young age, too, and that's going to be big for him and big for the Braves in years to come.
3-2 fouled back, still 3-2.
But you're right. When things are good, right, obviously things are probably great for him. He flew through the minor leagues. He's super young. He's a top prospect. But understanding how to fail and how to overcome that, sooner than later is going to be big for guys that stay in the big leagues.
3-2, he just cooked him. Swung on and missed at a 96-mile-an-hour fastball in a wonderful sixth inning put together by Didier Fuentes. They go down in order. We go to the bottom of the sixth, 2-0 Phillies.
Frontier is joining Verizon. New Frontier and Verizon customers can get 6 months of 100% fiber internet on us up to 1 gig by bundling Verizon Mobile and Frontier Fiber. Plus, get 2 mobile lines for $50 per month on unlimited welcome with auto pay plus taxes and fees. Visit your local Verizon store to switch. $25 per line after $60 monthly promo credits applied over 36 months. In times of congestion, unlimited 5G and 4G LTE may be temporarily slower than other traffic. Domestic data roaming at 2G speeds. Eligible new Frontier Fiber plan required. Availability varies. Additional terms apply.
Want a game-changing way to watch college basketball? With a one-day pass from Sling, get instant access to the men's and women's tournaments starting at just $4.99. You can catch all the action on TNT, TBS, ESPN, and ESPN2. Want even more hoops? Then add an extra pack to your subscription for just $1. No overpaying, no overcommitting, just tournaments so crazy they'd be crazy to miss. Visit sling.com to learn more. Sling lets you do that.
Hungry? Let the Colonel do the cooking with KFC's $10 weekday buckets. Golden nuggets on Mondays. Original recipe chicken on Tuesdays. Hot and spicy wings on Wednesdays. Juicy tenders on Thursdays. And Fridays, golden nuggets again. Monday through Friday, choose your favorite bucket for $10 each. $10 weekday buckets at KFC. One big deal. Finger licking good. Only available at select participating locations while supplies last. Not available on third-party ordering platforms. Tax extra. No substitutions.
It's finally here. Baseball's best step back between the lines.
All schemes.
And all eyes are on opening week on MLB Network with live games all.
Luke Williams leads it off for the Braves in the bottom of the sixth inning. Phillies have a 2-0 lead. Luke has 1 hit today. It's the only Braves hit of the game. He was able to rope a double back in the third inning. First pitch on the way to Luke Williams misses up and in. 1 ball and no strikes. Right-hander Johnson still on the mound for the Phillies. He came along in the fifth inning at a 1-2-3 fifth. Here's the 1-0 pitch on the way to Luke Williams. And Luke sends one foul towards the railing of the Braves dugout. Alongside Charlie Culberson and our producer-engineer Jonathan Chadwick, Ben Ingram here with you. Very windy day here in Southwest Florida. Wind has been blowing in the entire day. Bright sunshine covering the field. Beautiful day. Boy, that berm is packed out there now. Here's the 1-1 pitch. Williams, a little poke out to short. Caught chest high by Christian Cairo. And 1 down.
Ben, not only are you facing a guy in Painter who's 6'7", almost putting the ball in the mitt because he's so big, throwing mid to upper 90s, and then you bring in Seth Johnson, who's been sitting 97 to 99. So it's just power all day so far from these two Phillies pitchers.
They've been impressive. Here's Mauricio Dubon. Ground ball to the right side. Past a diving Alex Manelis at first base. That rolls across the grass in right field. And Dubon with a base hit, able to slash one the other way. And with 1 down, the Braves have Drake Baldwin coming up to the plate. Nice job by Dubon, pushing it to the right side, just past Manelis.
You know that's got to feel nice as a hitter, too. Even though you're in spring training, 2 tough at-bats, 2 strikeouts. Let me just go ahead and swing at the first pitch I see that's close and put it in play, and it worked out for him.
Drake is 0 for 2, couple of ground outs to the left side. First pitch he sees in the dirt. Backhanded back there by Rafael Marchand. Drake with 1 home run this spring. That game just the other day against the Rays. He hit a 3-run home run in the 8th inning. at the office complex well beyond the right field wall. 1-0 pitch. Top shelf fastball misses. 2 balls, no strikes. This spring, Drake hitting just shy of 290. What a good spring for him at the plate and behind the plate. Continuing what he was able to do last season in his Rookie of the Year campaign. 2-0 pitch is low. 3 balls, no strikes.
You had a chance last year at the end of camp to be able to see Drake and talk with him, and I was always a huge fan because he was a guy who actually caught me in 2023 at the end of the season in Gwinnett, and I was just pumped for him to be able to get this chance of being able to start, and the sky's the limit for him.
That's the case. That's no doubt about it. There's ball 4 low and in. You want to talk about making the most of an opportunity? I mean, last year when he came to spring training, he could have never known that he was going to be breaking camp with a team. And he took that opportunity. He never looked back, got better and better and better, and won Rookie of the Year. It was, to me, in a very disappointing season for the team as a whole, my biggest takeaway and point of pride for the Braves was Drake Baldwin.
Well, and then obviously, if you're a Braves fan, you watched a lot. You saw the growth that he had throughout the year. He was thrown into the mix. He got a lot of praise early on from these Braves pitchers as well. You know, Chris Sale, very vocal guy. Whenever he talks, you listen, and giving him high praise, and that was a big job.
Pick off to second. Feet first slide by Dupont back into the bag.
Not only you're a young guy trying to get into the league and trying to kind of cement yourself as an everyday big leaguer, but he did that at the catcher's position and handling this pitching staff, and it was just huge for him, and he got rewarded for it.
Matt Olson fouls one back. Yeah, the most demanding position on the field. And to do all that as a rookie, you don't see it. It's so rare.
And continuing to finish college at the same time and graduating and no one knew about it, even more impressive. And you got a smart guy out there in Drake Baldwin, and we'd like to see him in the Braves uniform for a while.
Here's the 0-1 pitch to Matt Olson. Matt swings and misses at a 98-mile-an-hour fastball. Braves have yet to score, trailing 2-0 as we're in the bottom of the 6th inning. But they got something brewing here with runners at first and second, 1 out. Tall right-hander Johnson. Ball on the glove right in front of the Phillies logo on his uniform. 0-2 check swing. They appealed. He did not go.
What is this I hear about them potentially putting in a check swing rule?
You need to ask your buddy C.J. Nikowski about that.
He knows all about it, huh?
He was giving me all the information yesterday. And there are a couple of leagues in the minor league system that will be experimenting with a check swing rule this year. Runners take their leads at first and second. 1-2 to Olson. In the dirt, 2 balls and 2 strikes. And essentially using the same Hawkeye system that we use for ABS to determine if a bat was past 45 degrees or not. And this is basically a check swing challenge. Now, if you have a regular check swing, they can appeal to the first or third base umpire, whichever is applicable. And then a team can challenge that call. Here's the 2-2 outside. So from what I understand, it's not that we're using that for every single check swing, but teams would have the ability to challenge a check swing and use the same ABS system to determine if the bat was past 45 degrees or not. Obviously nothing that'll be coming to the big leagues this season. 3-2. Olson swings and misses at a slider. Oh, that really good 3-2 slider. Strikes out Olson, 2 down.
Yeah, that slider right there, I feel like it kind of backed up and it never really broke. And I had a chance to play with Adrian Gonzalez with the Dodgers, and he would always say, like, he just missed the pitch because I saw a slider and I saw the spin and I was expecting it to break, but it never broke. So that backup slider we see sometimes really is a good pitch for pitchers.
It's in the hands of Austin Riley now at 2 down. Takes a ball inside, 1 ball and no strikes. So in other words, not every third strike is a great pitch, and not every home run hit was a meatball.
Yeah, that's right. That's right. These are good arms and good hitters in the box.
1-0 to Riley. In for a strike. Yeah, sometimes they just hit a really good pitch out. Sometimes it's not a great pitch that ends up being strike 3. It's the way that it goes. First and second, 2 down. Braves looking to register a run for the first time of the game. Riley's 0 for 1 with a pop out and a walk. Righty-righty matchup. 1-1 from Johnson and a high fly ball taking flight to deep center, but the wind is going to knock this down. Caught by Humphreys in deep center field, and that ends the bottom of the 6th inning. On a different day with no wind in or wind out, that would have had a shot, but not today. No runs, 1 hit, no errors, 2 left. Off to the top of the 7th, 2-0 Phillies.
Did you hear? Frontier is joining Verizon. To celebrate, we're launching our best internet offer ever. For a limited time, get 6 months of lightning-fast 100% fiber internet on us, up to 1 gig, when you bundle Verizon Mobile and Frontier Fiber. Visit your local Verizon store or verizon.com/welcome-frontier to switch. Eligible new Frontier Fiber plan required. Availability varies. Additional terms apply. Want a game-changing way to watch college basketball? With a one-day pass from Sling, get instant access to the men's and women's tournaments starting at just $4.99. You can catch all the action on TNT, TBS, ESPN, and ESPN2. Want even more hoops? Then add an extra pack to your subscription for just $1. No overpaying, no overcommitting, just tournaments so crazy they'd be crazy to miss. Visit sling.com to learn more. Sling lets you do that.
Hungry? Let the Colonel do the cooking with KFC's $10 weekday buckets. Golden nuggets on Mondays. Original recipe chicken on Tuesdays. Hot and spicy wings on Wednesdays. Juicy tenders on Thursdays. And Fridays, golden nuggets again. Monday through Friday, choose your favorite bucket for $10 each. $10 weekday buckets at KFC. One big deal. Finger licking good. Only available at select participating locations while supplies last. Not available on third-party ordering platforms. Tax extra. No substitutions.
Introducing the all-new MLB.
To the top of the 7th inning, still a 2-0 lead for the Phillies. Didier Fuentes back out there for the Braves. Watching what we saw in the 6th inning from Didier, you wouldn't mind seeing him the rest of the game. 1-2-3-6 with 2 strikeouts. And it's been a lot of fun to watch him dazzle hitters here in the Grapefruit League this spring. Alongside Charlie Culberson, Ben Ingram here with you. Otto Kemp leads off for the Phillies. Turned into a beautiful day here at the ballpark. Hey, our friend the Bald Eagle is back, landing on the lights out there in right center. Had a couple of Bald Eagles hanging around all spring and calling Cool Today Park their home, all low and outside. They are majestic.
Yeah, they just kind of go back and forth, huh, over here?
Yeah. 1-0 pitch swung on a miss. They, from an aerial standpoint, kind of patrol the skies and just fly from light pole to light pole. And had one Bald Eagle up there on the top of the lights at right center. 1-1, a called strike, 1-2. Time called by Otto Kemp. One-two pitch. Down goes Otto. Swung on a miss at a fastball.
I'd say he's pretty comfortable out there. And again, it's a great thing to be able to have a guy like Fuentes. He's a great arm, good young arm for the Braves. Getting a chance to debut last year, get his nerves out, and come into spring training ready. Great start to his spring.
Called strike on Rafael Marchand. Braves have used Perez, Kroger, Suarez, and Fuentes on the mound. Here's the 0-1 pitch. And a ball low. Right now the line score reads for the Phillies 2 runs, 7 hits, no errors. For the Braves it reads no runs, 2 hits, 2 errors. There's the 1-1. There's a ball high. There was the 1 error by Mauricio Dubon back in the 1st inning. And they actually charged Luke Williams with an error on a throw in the 3rd inning when Liover Peguero was going into second base. 2-1 ripped foul. Just about took out Paco Figueroa, his first base coach. That just about unbuckled his belt. He swiveled out of the way down there at first base, so he's awake, 2-2. Honestly, I'd take exception to the error charged to Williams in the 3rd. Peguero was running the 2nd all the way. And that throw, even though it bounced and hit the runner, no one advanced because of that. There's a swing and a miss and a slider for strike 3. He's striking out everybody.
Yeah, he's pretty comfortable. He's getting ahead. He's looking great out there. Yeah, going back to that error, it was a double out of the box. It was just a little soft hip bloop, shallow right field towards the line. Luke caught it clean, a little double clutch, but honestly, Dubon wasn't even at second base for the throw. And, yeah, it hit the runner, but he never stopped. He never kind of stuttered. It was a double all the way. So I would assume that play would get changed.
No balls and a strike on De La Cruz. There's a ball high. Yeah, it's not like the Phillies benefited from the throw hitting the runner. It was going to be second and third either way because Peguero was running for second base all the way. So in our books, we'll say one error. Here's the 1-1 pitch. There's a ball inside 2-1. Now, during the regular season, obviously that'd be official. At spring training, we can call it whatever we want to call it.
Yeah, that's right. And it's funny, Ben, like in the season, if you're a player and you want to talk about that error, you have to go to the team and see if they can change it, because errors are huge, right? Plays are huge, and if you're not playing a lot, even if you're a great defender, like if it's a hit, it's a hit. If it's an error, it's an error. But if there's gray area, you as a player are able to challenge that scoring decision.
3-1 pitch and a fly ball towards left field. Ben Gamble going back, sunglasses on, circles off his route, makes a two-handed catch out of deep left field. And that's out number 3. Back-to-back 1-2-3 innings. Didier, he can come off the field, brother. That's the third out. He thought he was ready to pitch to the next batter. We go to the bottom of the 7th inning, 2-0 Phillies.
Did you hear? Frontier is joining Verizon. To celebrate, we're launching our best internet offer ever. For a limited time, get 6 months of lightning-fast 100% fiber internet on us, up to 1 gig, when you bundle Verizon Mobile and Frontier Fiber. Visit your local Verizon store or verizon.com/welcome-frontier to switch. Eligible new Frontier Fiber plan required. Availability varies. Additional terms apply. Want a game-changing way to watch college basketball? With a one-day pass from Sling, get instant access to the men's and women's tournaments starting at just $4.99. You can catch all the action on TNT, TBS, ESPN, and ESPN2. Want even more hoops? Then add an extra pack to your subscription for just $1. No overpaying, no overcommitting, just tournaments so crazy they'd be crazy to miss. Visit sling.com to learn more. Sling lets you do that.
Hungry? Let the Colonel do the cooking with KFC's $10 weekday buckets. Golden nuggets on Mondays. Original recipe chicken on Tuesdays. Hot and spicy wings on Wednesdays. Juicy tenders on Thursdays. And Fridays, golden nuggets again. Monday through Friday, choose your favorite bucket for $10 each. $10 weekday buckets at KFC. One big deal. Finger licking good. Only available at select participating locations while supplies last. Not available on third-party ordering platforms. Tax extra. No substitutions.
Introducing the all-new MLB Plus, your ticket to streaming baseball's best. Let's go! Enjoy MLB Network 24/7 with live out-of-market.
Still 2-0 Phillies going into the bottom of the 7th. Phillies are bringing on a new pitcher, left-handed pitcher, former Brave, Tucker Davidson. Tucker was drafted originally by the Braves back in 2016. Parts of a few seasons in the big leagues.
His first pitch to Ozzie Albies to be swung on and missed. Lefty-righty matchup. Ozzie swinging it from the right side against the southpaw. Tucker Davidson with a baby blue glove on his right hand. Long red sleeves down to the wrist. A one right down the left field line and a foul ball right outside the chalk. That was destined for the corner. That was just outside the chalk along the warning track portion at the end of the left field line. 0-2 on Ozzie. He's lined out to second and grounded out to second. But both of those at-bats were from the left side. Let's go around from the right side, his more powerful side. 2-0 Phillies, bottom of the 7th. And the 0-2. Outside, 1 ball, 2 strikes. Phillies on their third pitcher today in Davidson. 1-2 high and outside. They have a new catcher as well. Paul McIntosh is behind the plate, taking over for Rafael Marchand. There's the only 2 changes for the Phillies here in the bottom of the 7th. The 2-2, a reach and a miss and a splitter in the dirt, and Ozzie strikes out. Braves have not had the leadoff man on a single time the entire game. Only had 2 base hits, a double by Williams, a single by Dubon. There have been 2 walks. So the Braves have had just 4 base runners the entire day. And they've not had a base runner make it beyond second base. Dominic Smith takes a ball inside. Davidson nodding with his catcher, Paul McIntosh. Heels almost touching on the third base side of the rubber. 1-0 and a soft bouncer out to first, giving ground, playing the extra hop by Nellis. Underhand toss to the bag, and that is dropped by Davidson right off the glove. Backing up the play, the catcher McIntosh. He throws down to second. That's too late. And the error by Bonellis puts a runner at second base.
Yeah, I think Davidson covering the bag like he's supposed to on a ball hit to the right side. I think he just kind of took his eyes off the ball, and that's just a good lesson learned even here in spring training. Like, hey, catch the ball first. Nothing's ever really given to you. But even a better heads-up base running play by Dominic Smith, being able to advance to second base on the missed catch at first.
Braves send out a pinch runner. That's Dalton McIntyre. First pitch in the air to right field off the bat of Michael Harrison down for a base hit. McIntyre gets the wave around third base. Here's the throw from right field from De La Cruz. It's late, and the Braves are on the board. RBI single by Michael Harris, and the Braves have a run for the first time in the game. RBI single by Harris. And the Braves turn that error into the run. An aggressive wave by Tommy Watkins, Braves third base coach. He had a good read on that. And that throw out of right field was slightly up the third base line and late as McIntyre scores. Then Gamble to the plate. It's a high fly ball to deep center. Humphreys going back, still back at the track, at the wall. He lost it. It's at the base of the wall. Harris takes off around second base. He'll go into third base standing. It's a double by Gamble. On any other day, without the wind blowing in as fiercely as it is today, that's probably out of here. But Humphreys went back, twisting and turning, looking up into the wind and the sunshine, and that ball just disappeared on him.
Yeah.
The Braves suddenly in business.
Tough play right there with the sun. Now the clouds are kind of, being able to spread out a little bit. The sun's shining. That ball was crushed by Ben Gamble. I will say, though, no harm done right there with Harris not being able to score, but he was just over halfway between first and second. And a play like that, maybe being able to get further off, potentially scoring, but guys in scoring position now.
Infield in, one down. Williams with a fly ball to center field. Retreating Humphreys. Under it, he'll make the catch. That's plenty deep to drive in Michael Harris. Also tagging from second base is Gamble. He's at third, and the game's tied. So just like that, just snap your fingers and the game's suddenly tied 2 apiece here in the bottom of the 7th. And it's an error that led to all this.
Ben, just shows you how quick a game can be turned around. A strikeout on a tough pitch to Ozzie Albies, missed catch at first base, should have been nobody on, 2 outs, and then 3 pitches, 3 swings in a row, and now 2 runs have scored.
And now Dubon can give the Braves the lead. First pitch in for a called strike. A 2-2 game in the bottom of the 7th. Not an easy half of the inning for Nate Humphreys. He made that last catch, but that was an adventure just to get to it. 0-1 pitch. Ground ball out to third, and that eats up Stubbs. It's off his chest, and the Braves take the lead. That was a really tough last hop, and the third baseman, who's not normally a third baseman, had that carom right off of his chest. And like we mentioned earlier, the Phillies trying him out at third base, and that time it just ate him alive. Jim Jarvis will come along to pinch run for Dubon. That'll be the second error of the inning for the Phillies. Baldwin chops one foul off the plate. They had played sound defensive baseball through 6 innings, but here in the 7th, they've blinked twice. An E3 and now an E5. And the Braves have a 3-2 lead.
Yeah, like you said, Ben, having a guy in Stubbs, trying him out all over the place. He's out of options. He's got to figure it out. Sometimes those balls find you, but the hard hit ball that's straight down, if you get stuck in between, you're going to get an in-between hop, and that's what he got.
Pick off to first base, and Jarvis back in standing.
And so it makes it tough. Honestly, the only time I feel like you can get better at those plays are in the game. You can have a lot of reps, on the backfield and, having a coach hit you ground balls and this and that, but that's the only time that you're going to get those good reps is in the game.
Really difficult to replicate that outside of playing. There's ball low and outside.
And, playing third base, that's a very tough position. I started playing it when I was playing. I was kind of filling in, and with the Rangers one year I played it more and I got more comfortable, but only because I was able to play it more and more during the season.
1-1 to Baldwin. A fly ball towards the gap, high in the air to left center field. Kemp and Humphreys coming together. A dive, and that is going to be caught by Nate Humphreys. He just saved the day for the Phillies. Boy, what an inning for Humphreys. Lost a ball earlier, and this time makes a diving catch, and that ends the bottom of the seventh. And he's lucky that it didn't collide with Otto Kemp as left fielder. But the Braves scored 3 times in the inning. 2 hits, 2 errors, and a man left. We go to the top of the 8th, 3-2 Braves.
Frontier is joining Verizon. New Frontier and Verizon customers can get 6 months of 100% fiber internet on us up to 1 gig by bundling Verizon Mobile and Frontier Fiber. Plus, get 2 mobile lines for $50 per month on unlimited welcome with auto pay plus taxes and fees. Visit your local Verizon store to switch. $25 per line after $60 monthly promo credits applied over 36 months. In times of congestion, unlimited 5G and 4G LTE may be temporarily slower than other traffic. Domestic data roaming at 2G speeds. Eligible new Frontier Fiber plan required. Availability varies. Additional terms apply.
Want a game-changing way to watch college basketball? With a one-day pass from Sling, get instant access to the men's and women's tournaments starting at just $4.99. You can catch all the action on TNT, TBS, ESPN, and ESPN2. Want even more hoops? Then add an extra pack to your subscription for just $1. No overpaying, no overcommitting, just tournaments so crazy they'd be crazy to miss. Visit sling.com to learn more. Sling lets you do that.
Hungry? Let the Colonel do the cooking with KFC's $10 weekday buckets. Golden nuggets on Mondays. Original recipe chicken on Tuesdays. Hot and spicy wings on Wednesdays. Juicy tenders on Thursdays. And Fridays, golden nuggets again. Monday through Friday, choose your favorite bucket for $10 each. $10 weekday buckets at KFC. One big deal. Finger licking good. Only available at select participating locations while supplies last. Not available on third-party ordering platforms. Tax extra. No substitutions.
It's final.
Rolling into the top of the 8th inning, Braves have a 3-2 lead on the Phillies. Right now, let's pause 10 seconds for station ID on the Braves Radio Network.
Atlanta Braves spring training is live on WIFN Atlanta, a Dickey broadcasting station, 1340 and 103.7 FM.
Braves with 3 unearned runs in the bottom of the 7th inning, and they've taken a 1-run lead into the top of the 8th. The only thing that is the same defensively for the Braves as it was an inning ago is the battery. Still Fuentes on the mound, still Drake Baldwin behind the plate. Everything else is new. Get to those changes after the first pitch to Alex Benelas. Left-handed hitter, pitch all the way from Didier Fuentes in for a called strike. New first baseman is Drew Compton. New second baseman, Cal Conley. Jim Jarvis stays in the game as shortstop. Luke Waddell, the third baseman. There's a called strike. In the outfield, it's Ethan Workinger out in left field. Eric Hartman is in center field. Dallas Macias in right field. There are your changes. 0-2. High and outside, 1-2. Meanwhile, Fuentes just continues to blow the smoke. He's 97-98 with all his fastballs. 1-2 pitch. Softly bounced foul on the first baseline.
A lot of scratching out and putting in new names. That's spring training, huh?
Yeah, welcome to Florida, buddy.
Well, I'll tell you what, it didn't happen until the 8th inning, so it made it a little bit easier. But that's a lot of work for people keeping a box score.
1-2, he fans the breeze. Slider down and away. Another strikeout for Fuentes. He's faced 7 batters. He has 5 strikeouts. Pretty good ratio, huh?
Yeah, he's looking very comfortable on the mound and coming in, down 2-0, now getting a lead. Maybe that kind of helps him here in the 8th inning. Even though
fastball outside, 1-0.
Not sure if he needs much help right now, but hey, any type of help you can get, I know these guys will take it.
He's looking good. 1-0 pitch to Humphreys. Check swing. He did go. Nate Humphreys with a terrific catch in the bottom of the 7th to end the inning. If not, it could have been a much bigger inning for the Braves. 1-1, cracked out to first and foul. To his left and foul ground, Drew Compton went over there to glove it and toss it into the Amarillo, the Braves dugout. But on that fly ball to deep left center by Baldwin, Kemp and Humphreys were coming together, and it looked like they might collide. 1-2 pitch. Zapped him. Fastball 97, and he just cooked the outside corner. Humphreys goes down looking, and that is strikeout number 6 for Didier Fuentes. Boy, that's impressive.
Yeah, he's looking comfortable on the mound. He's throwing all of his pitches. He's getting ahead. Doesn't really look like he's having to work or strain that hard on the mound today.
2 down for Liover Peguero. Fastball outside. Well, just the overall poise and polish is there for Fuentes in a way that it wasn't last season. Swing and a miss at a slider. Because last year he comes to the big leagues and he's got this big fastball, but obviously you need a lot more than that if you're going to survive, keep your head above the waves in the big leagues. 1-1 pitch, swung on miss at a slider. Now that slider, such a devastating weapon compared to where he was as recently as 9 months ago.
Well, again, he's working quick, too. Again, he's very comfortable looking on the mound. To know that he's only 20 years old and already have big league experience is making it, I'm sure, easier this spring training.
1-2 low it inside with a fastball.
I was just trying to keep my head above the waves in low A for my second straight year. So we've talked about it before, but it's impressive for guys at such a young age to be able to overcome adversity, but be able to
2-2, he is grooving. Slider swung on and missed. Another strikeout. He has 7 strikeouts as he has now faced 9 batters. Very impressive work out of Didier Fuentes. We go to the bottom of the 8th inning, 3-2 Braves.
Frontier is joining Verizon. New Frontier and Verizon customers can get 6 months of 100% fiber internet on us up to 1 gig by bundling Verizon Mobile and Frontier Fiber. Plus, get 2 mobile lines for $50 per month on unlimited welcome with auto pay plus taxes and fees. Visit your local Verizon store to switch. $25 per line after $60 monthly promo credits applied over 36 months. In times of congestion, unlimited 5G and 4G LTE may be temporarily slower than other traffic. Domestic data roaming at 2G speeds. Eligible new Frontier Fiber plan required. Availability varies. Additional terms apply.
Want a game-changing way to watch college basketball? With a one-day pass from Sling, get instant access to the men's and women's tournaments starting at just $4.99. You can catch all the action on TNT, TBS, ESPN, and ESPN2. Want even more hoops? Then add an extra pack to your subscription for just $1. No overpaying, no overcommitting, just tournaments so crazy they'd be crazy to miss. Visit sling.com to learn more. Sling lets you do that.
Hungry? Let the Colonel do the cooking with KFC's $10 weekday buckets. Golden nuggets on Mondays. Original recipe chicken on Tuesdays. Hot and spicy wings on Wednesdays. Juicy tenders on Thursdays. And Fridays, golden nuggets again. Monday through Friday, choose your favorite bucket for $10 each. $10 weekday buckets at KFC. One big deal. Finger licking good. Only available at select participating locations while supplies last. Not available on third-party ordering platforms. Tax extra. No substitutions.
It's finally here. Baseball's best step back between the lines.
All schemes.
And all eyes are on opening week on MLB.
Braves 3, Phillies 2 into the bottom of the 8th inning. Make it 3-4-5 coming up for the Braves here in the bottom of the 8th inning. Great to have you with us. Alongside Charlie Culberson, Ben Ingram here with you. If you've been with us the entire game, it's been a fun ride with you. There's a little ball out to second base as he squirts one towards the second baseman, Peguero. He's up with it, throws out Drew Compton. And one down here in the 8th inning. If you're just now tuning in or recently joined, you've missed one run in the first inning for the Phillies. It was a 1-0 game for 4 innings. And the Phillies tacked on another run in the 5th. And it was 2-0 into the bottom of the 7th. Braves only had a handful of base runners the entire game. Pitch to Luke Waddell in for a called strike. And then the Braves, thanks to 2 Philly errors, scored 3 unearned runs in the bottom of the 7th. Took the lead, and since then, Didier Fuentes has taken it from there on the mound for the Braves. He's been terrific. 0-1 fouled off into the screen, 0-2.
Yeah, if you blink, Ben, you would have missed all that action. 3 pitches later after that missed catch by Davidson covering first base, a couple of hits and a sacrifice fly. Now it was a tie ball game, so Braves jumped on them quick.
0-2 fouled back. Very swiftly taking the lead there in the bottom of the 7th. For the Braves, 3 runs on 4 hits. For the Phillies, 2 runs on 7 hits. Neither team with a homer today. 2 to Waddell, low and outside. The way that the wind has been blowing in, you'd need a cannon to get one out of here today.
Well, this is typically one of those games where even if you don't have a lot of power and wind's blowing in, you're going to be hitting fly balls. And when the wind's blowing out, usually when you don't have much power, you're hitting the ball on the ground. So kind of works opposite for what you want to do.
1-2 slashed out to left field, laying down for a base hit. A sweeper that he was able to hit over the infield. 1-out single for Luke Waddell. 5th hit of the game for the Braves. Now Cal Conley gets a crack at it. Looking ahead to the 9th, Phillies will have 8, 9, and 1 coming up. And as that stands now, that's Cairo, Pinto, and Stubbs. Conley batting .444 with a homer this spring. His homer against the Orioles over in Sarasota a few weeks back. Pickoff over to first base, and Waddell back in standing. Left-hander Davidson. Wind was rippling the back of his uniform a moment ago. Called strike, 0-1. After Conley, it's McIntyre. As the Braves bat here in the bottom of the 8th. 0-1 from the southpaw. Missed high. Catcher McIntosh went sliding on his knees to his right to keep that from going to the backstop. Davidson set at the belly. 1-1. Swung on, miss at a fastball.
You know, Ben, I had a chance to play with Tucker when he got called up to the big leagues with the Braves. And then shortly after that, I remember one off season, there were talks that Tucker was up to 99, 100 miles an hour going into spring training. And now we see today he's around 92 to 93. But sometimes it's a good sign for guys, and sometimes it's not, trying to, chase velocity.
The swing and a miss. He strikes out Conley.
It's just the unfortunate thing, with baseball, teams want velocity. They want guys that are throwing hard. And, when you're doing that at a young age or even that early in a season, you see guys that are already throwing so hard. It's really hard to kind of sustain that over the course of the season and then obviously a career.
2 down for Dalton McIntyre. There's a called strike. I mean, think about Davidson. He's made 17 career starts. He's made 1 postseason start in his career. That was in the World Series with the Braves in 2021. 0-1 pitch, ground ball past a diving Garrett Stubbs at third, the base hit into left field. Just out of his reach, down to second base goes Luke Waddell. Single by McIntyre. Braves have him at first and second. That was Game 5 of the 2021 World Series that Tucker Davidson started. And if you think back on that game, that's the game where the Braves got the grand slam in the first inning from Adam Duvall. Had a 4-0 lead.
Yeah, nice to be able to have that big lead in the first inning, right? When you're making your first start, not just in the postseason, but the World Series. I wasn't with the team, but I still remember that series. It was pretty vivid, right? And huge for the Braves, huge for the fan base. I'm sure Truist Park was, got to be electric, right?
Oh my goodness. It was more than that. It was a ball low and outside. When Adam hit that grand slam of the first inning, I thought that was it. I thought this was going to be the night. It was Halloween night. Mm-hmm. And then the Braves ended up losing 9-5. And then winning Game 6 to win the whole thing. 2-0 swung on and missed. We might have saved lives that night by losing at home and then winning on the road.
That is true.
That place would have been an absolute scene if they had won it at home in the 5th game. I mean, bedlam. 2-1. Hartman takes the ball outside. Great memories. Memories that will have the rest of our lives. 3-1 on Eric Hartman. 3-2 Braves, bottom of the 8th. 3-1 from Davidson. Chase had a miss and a slider down.
I remember the pictures that I've seen of you guys and with your cigars and celebrating on the field. And do you remember most of that night? Maybe some of it?
I remember everything up to the last out. Everything after that, pretty funny. Massive hangover the next day. 3-2 pitch, and there's ball 4 low. That'll load the bases. Yeah, I remember riding the bus from the ballpark back to the hotel, and the reception at the hotel, it's like we were the Beatles. I mean, there's just people on either side of you all the way to the room to where we were celebrating the World Series. Here's Ethan working here. There's a ball inside. And everybody's smiling. I don't know that I've been around that many happy people at one time in my entire life. And then walk into this elegant ballroom that has been decorated to celebrate winning the World Championship. 1-0 pitch in for a called strike. And I remember ice sculptures in there with the team logo and all sorts of food and beverages and people having a great time, and the trophy over on the right side of the room and people lined up to take pictures with the World Series trophy. 1-1 pitch, outside 2-1. And they had a dance floor.
Did you dance?
Oh, yeah. I didn't stop dancing.
Well, I mean, that's what you work for, right? I mean,
that's right.
It's a long year. You guys played into November, right? And being able to celebrate like that, that's what the season's for.
2-1 reach and a miss, 2-2.
And it's sad. I mean, it's a great thing, right? And it's kind of sad, too, that only one team gets to celebrate, but that's part of sports. It's part of it. You only get one winner. But it just shows you that a lot goes into a winning season, and any season at that.
2-2 to Workinger. Comebacker past the mound, past second. That's a head knocker. Gloved by Cairo. Throws to the bag in time. Good gracious. Cairo and Peguero came together back of second, just about butting heads. And Cairo able to backhand it, send it over just in time to get the runner, and that ends the bottom of the 8th. Braves leave them loaded. We go to the 9th, 3-2 Atlanta.
Did you hear? Frontier is joining Verizon. To celebrate, we're launching our best internet offer ever. For a limited time, get 6 months of lightning-fast 100% fiber internet on us, up to 1 gig, when you bundle Verizon Mobile and Frontier Fiber. Visit your local Verizon store or verizon.com/welcome-frontier to switch. Eligible new Frontier Fiber plan required. Availability varies. Additional terms apply. Want a game-changing way to watch college basketball? With a one-day pass from Sling, get instant access to the men's and women's tournaments starting at just $4.99. You can catch all the action on TNT, TBS, ESPN, and ESPN2. Want even more hoops? Then add an extra pack to your subscription for just $1. No overpaying, no overcommitting, just tournaments so crazy they'd be crazy to miss. Visit sling.com to learn more. Sling lets you do that.
Hungry? Let the Colonel do the cooking with KFC's $10 weekday buckets. Golden nuggets on Mondays. Original recipe chicken on Tuesdays. Hot and spicy wings on Wednesdays. Juicy tenders on Thursdays. And Fridays, golden nuggets again. Monday through Friday, choose your favorite bucket for $10 each. $10 weekday buckets at KFC. One big deal. Finger licking good. Only available at select participating locations while supplies last. Not available on third-party ordering platforms. Tax extra. No substitutions.
Alongside Charlie Culberson, Ben Ingram here with you at Cool Today Park, where the Braves carry a 3-2 lead into the top of the 9th inning. Didier Fuentes looking to finish this thing up. He came on in the 6th inning. Folks, he's faced 9 batters. He has 7 strikeouts. Christian Cairo grounded out to the mound to lead off the 6th inning. Now Cairo leads off the 9th, and he takes a first pitch strike. Brian De La Cruz had a fly out to left field. Those are the only 2 Phillies who have made contact versus Fuentes. Strikeout versus everyone else. 0-1, high heat, swung on, missed.
Well, he's not pitching scared, is he, Ben?
Not at all.
He's attacking guys. He's done a great job, obviously, of getting ahead of hitters, not just with his fastball, but throwing off-speed pitches early and late in the count. So he's able to almost kind of breeze through this Phillies lineup today.
His 0-2 pitch. Fly ball towards right field to his left. Macias still going hard, and that hits the sidewall and a foul ball. Wind was just pushing that away from Macias and hit the railing of the sidewall as it angles up deep down the right field line. Still 0-2 on Cairo.
So what are you going to do tomorrow, Ben?
A lot of relaxing, I know that much. And I was hoping for a beach day, but it might be too cool for the beach here tomorrow. Temperature's been in the low 60s during the day. 0-2 pitch, and he bites the dust. 98-mile-an-hour fastball. Strikeout number 8 for Didier Fuentes. 4 strikeouts in a row. It's the second time in this game he's had 4 strikeouts in a row. Goodness. Here's Rene Pinto. Pinto swings and misses. I mean, Didier is just saying, hit it if you can.
Yeah, he's holding nothing back. I mean, you know, these are still big league players. These guys have been, most of them are the same lineup from when we started.
Well, 1 outside, 1-1.
No matter what, you still got to throw the ball well. You want results. But this will be a great confidence booster, these few outings, and then today, you know, going into his next start.
1-1 and a fly ball to left, to his left workinger. He's settled under it. He's got it for the out, 2 down.
But having these outings, again, you still got to be able to throw strikes. You got to be able to mix up speeds, no matter who's in the box. But being able to do this here, so far so good. Obviously in spring training, we can take this into the season to be able to face, you know, everyday lineups throughout the big leagues.
Here's Garrett Stubbs. He'll take a called strike. Pinto might get high fives in the dugout just for making contact.
I think he said something to Fuentes, you know, coming off the field. Maybe he knows him, or maybe saying good pitch.
Oh, 1 to Stubbs. Popped up on the infield. This should do it. Jarvis and Waddell in the neighborhood. That is Waddell's ball. He's got it, and the Braves win. Well, the Braves win it 3-2. The biggest takeaway, Didier Fuentes. I mean, outstanding work. He faced 12 batters. He retired all 12. And he struck out 8 of them. And he was dominant to close the door. For the Phillies in the 9th, no runs, hits, or errors, no one left. Final score, Braves 3, Phillies 2. Back with the totals after this.
Did you hear? Frontier is joining Verizon. To celebrate, we're launching our best internet offer ever. For a limited time, get 6 months of lightning-fast 100% fiber internet on us, up to 1 gig, when you bundle Verizon Mobile and Frontier Fiber. Visit your local Verizon store or verizon.com/welcome-frontier to switch. Eligible new Frontier Fiber plan required. Availability varies. Additional terms apply. Want a game-changing way to watch college basketball? With a one-day pass from Sling, get instant access to the men's and women's tournaments starting at just $4.99. You can catch all the action on TNT, TBS, ESPN, and ESPN2. Want even more hoops? Then add an extra pack to your subscription for just $1. No overpaying, no overcommitting, just tournaments so crazy they'd be crazy to miss. Visit sling.com to learn more. Sling lets you do that.
Hey, it's Tyler Reddick.
And Bubba Wallace from 2311 Racing.
On the track, every second counts.
And off the track, the same rules apply. Just fewer pit stops.
That's why we're spinning into Chumba Casino.
From social live casino to slot masters, the action's fast, fun, and totally free.
Rack up points, climb the leaderboard, and take home bragging rights.
Play anytime, anywhere. No downloads needed.
Join the race at ChumbaCasino.com.
Let's Chumba.
No purchase necessary. VGW Group. Void where prohibited by law. See T's and C's. 21 plus. Sponsored by Chumba Casino.
Turn on the home of baseball for MLB Network's spring training coverage. Get an in-depth look at every club with previews from each camp. Check in with the players.
Trying to get dialed in.
Your money, your business, or your home, you deserve a partner who sees and hears you. A partner who is by your side every step of the way. That's Ameris Bank. It's a commitment we're proud to make, and one we back up by providing financial solutions to empower you. Because at the end of the day, we are dedicated advocates for you. Visit your local branch or learn more at amerisbank.com. Ameris Bank, fiercely yours. Member FDIC, equal housing lender, all loans subject to credit approval.
Hey guys, it's Chris Domino. Have you noticed a damp, musky smell around your house? Or even worse, water in your finished basement or crawl space? That means it's time to pick up the phone and call the only foundation repair company in Atlanta with professional engineers on staff. Engineered Solutions of Georgia, they offer lifetime warranties from trusted professionals who will fix it right the first time. Do not wait until it's too late. Call 678-ESOG now.
Dial 678-ESOG now.
All value games at Truist Park get you $15 tickets, $10 parking, food and beverage offers, and more. Learn more at braves.com/value.
Hello, I'm Neil Pruitt, Chairman and CEO of Pruitt Health. We believe seniors deserve independence with just the right amount of support. That's why our Pruitt Place assisted living communities are designed to help residents thrive. When more care is needed, you can count on the full Pruitt Health continuum with therapy, home health, pharmacy, personal care services, and skilled nursing available when needed. It's peace of mind for families and independence for the people you love. Visit PruittHealth.com to find a Pruitt Place near you.
Braves win at 3-2 over the Phillies, and another victory for Atlanta. They're now 17-6-2 this spring. Here are the totals for the Braves: 3 runs, 6 hits, 2 errors, and 8 men left on base. No homers for the Braves. For the Phillies, 2 runs, 7 hits, 2 errors, 8 men left on base. Again, the Braves now 17-6-2 in the spring session, and the Phillies fall to 9-14-1. Didier Fuentes was outstanding. Pitched 4 innings, 12 up, 12 down, 8 strikeouts. He gets the win. Tucker Davidson takes the loss. No save. Time of the game, 2 hours, 12 minutes in front of 6,744. Braves take on the Pirates right here Friday night. Have an off day tomorrow. I'll tell you about the Friday night action when we come back and close on the Atlanta Braves Radio Network.
There was a time when electricity stirred emotion, when street lamps gave way to incandescent bulbs, and the flicker of a projector made us forget about old, grainy photos. Electricity was once a luxury. When done right, it still is. The